should be good. All right. So, welcome to the Scott's Case Files channel. I'm Scott of Scott's Case Files, and these are my awesome players. We're doing session one, the very first actual play session of our Tales from the Loop campaign. Tales from the Loop, Ninawake, Wisconsin. We met in the previous episode. We did session zero. We created characters, talked about the kids, learned a lot about them actually, a little bit about rules, a little about Ninawake, and today we're actually going to experience it. So, welcome to 1985. So, before we get started with anything else, let me introduce my awesome players. Let's start over here with Robert. Robert's happy to be here. And next we have Tim.
Good evening.
And then we have Aaron.
Hi, everybody.
And last but not least, Dr. Oculari. He even has his brace on because he's ready to kick ass.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. Just don't. Yeah, let's go with the kick ass.
Okay. It's my rock. It's my rock and roll cool.
Yeah, your gauntlet.
Brace, yeah.
Your gauntlet.
Yeah.
A la Billy Idol. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So last week we also Robert started making a list of 80s references that he just didn't get. I'm sure he's Googled them all by now, watched multiple videos, movies, etc. And now he's up to speed. So now he understands the 80s as much as we do who lived through them. For
Probably
better or
more
for
than
worse.
I do.
That's a tall order.
So here we are.
The book of Ready Player One is also an excellent reference for just about everything 80s.
Yeah, pop culture 80s, yeah.
Yeah, pulp culture. Yeah.
So cool. So like kind of like I said in the other episode, we're doing the mystery landscape style of gameplay. So this is basically a sandbox of what you want to do with location-based mysteries. There's hooks out there. There's relationship connections from characters to NPCs. And that kind of thing. So I've never played this game before. I've never obviously jammed this game before. So I don't know where this is going to go. So this is going to be very interesting for everybody involved. I'm kind of curious to see how this group in particular kind of makes things happen. So let's do a quick 25 words or less introduction of your characters. Just to kind of get everybody familiar again. So let's start with Alice Wonder Sprang.
Oh, I gotta do this again. I gotta remember everything I said last.
You don't have to remember everything. You just 25 words or less.
Okay.
You've already wasted 10 words of your 25 words.
Oh, good. Yeah. Alice Sprang is a rocker.
Yes, she is.
14 years old. Big fan of Joan Jett, of course. I guess that's good enough.
That's good. 25 words or less. Good. All right. Cool. Next we have Mikey Wong.
I play Mikey Wong. He's 12 years old, computer geek. Things come pretty easy to him, but only in the world of scholastics. And so he's really having a lot of trouble with girls and just trying to figure out what his parents are going to do.
Cool. Next we have Andy Martin, the jock.
Yeah, Andy. So he's your jock. He is good at baseball and football. He's got a great arm. He's really into sports, also into competition, and kind of always trying to be the best and everything. And that's been kind of drilled into him by his dad. But tempered with his mom, who's a teacher. So he's still, he still focuses on academics and likes to hang around with, the smarter kids, per se.
Awesome. Cool. And last but not least, Jude Walker, the legend.
My name is Jude Walker. I'm a little out of touch with the world. I don't really know a whole lot of what's going on outside of being homeschooled most of my life from the weirdo. I'm just trying to figure it all out.
Cool. Well, lucky for you and for the rest of the kids, you have this group of buddies that you can hang with and do adventures with and ride bikes with or hike with and, hopefully not poke corpses with sticks. I'll Stand By Me. We'll get to that. No one get to that.
But try to trigger robot sensors with fire to see if they'll chase us.
Yeah, all the good stuff.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So the one of the core elements is you guys are buddies. You guys are a group. You guys are your own uh you guys are your own entourage type of thing. You have your hideout where you can just be you, feel safe and kind of do your own thing, feel that freedom. So yeah, let's do this. I'm going to play the intro video real quick, and then we'll kind of get into things. How about that? So here we go.
Yes, sir. It's just going.
That's all we want, Robert. All right, we're back. All right, so let's get started. I figured I would start each of you guys off. So part of Tales from the Loop is this dichotomy of the kids' lives. On one side, you have the boring, mundane, every day in, day out, normal world, this normal life that is, again, rinse and repeat every single day. And on the other hand, you have their time with their friends, the time with the group, where they can experience adventure, go check out mysteries, try to figure things out. The parents, the adults in this game are not useful, and maybe or maybe not. That is very much a reflection of real life. The adults don't care. They just don't have to. They want to care, but they don't have time. They're rushed. They got to do this. They got to do that. They got their job. They got the chores. They got the honeydew list. They got to do this. Got to do that. Or just they don't take the kids seriously. So this is not a game where we got to call the cops is an option, because the cops don't care or don't listen or think you're being dumb or exaggerating. So that's really important to this, the fact that you guys are your own people, if you will. But yeah, so one of the things I want to kind of bring up is we'll start off doing a scene of each of you in your standard old-fashioned everyday hubbub world, and then we'll kind of go from there. So do we have any volunteers? Anybody want to start off a regular day, like we'll say this is a spring morning Saturday. Where would you like to? Where would each of you be at the start? You're about to go out and meet your
Saturday?
buddies. Yep. Yeah, you guys are about to go out and meet your buddies. But you gotta have home time first.
I would be locking up my 10 speed at the library
Yeah.
and looking over towards the riverbank or the downtown river area towards our hideout to see if anybody's walking in there yet.
Gotcha. So okay, so you're at the library. People are coming in and out. It's a Saturday. This is a day. This is a day. Again, we don't have internet. We don't have a lot of information to be viewed easily. If you need it, you have to have it on floppy disk. It has to be, that kind of thing, or book form, or maps, et cetera, et cetera. So so the library is just more of a hub than it is today, I think. So I like to think today still libraries are still an important place. So yeah, you can see coming in and out. Do you see anybody you recognize?
I think I see Alice, and my heart beats a little bit.
Alice Wonder Sprang?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
She's 14, man. I'm just 12.
All right, let's go with it.
And
So,
she's a rocker.
and she's a
And
rocker.
she's a rocker.
All right. So, Alice, what did you...
And we're friends of all things.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I wish it was more than that though. So
Well, of course, yeah. Alice doesn't.
So Alice. So if this was a show, we'd see like, kind of the zoom in on the bike lock as it locks up. Mikey looks up and he looks around and there's Alice and it zooms in and everything kind of darkens around the edges. Maybe little hearts play a little there. And Dreamweaver in the background. Dreamweaver. I won't do a Twitch thing, I promise. And then we see Alice. So the same scene would be suddenly, and there's Alice Sprang. Alice Wonder Sprang. Wonder is an important part of the name. And before this, where was Alice? So what was Alice's morning before she found herself at the library? Her regular day life.
She found herself at home. I'm going to be looking over at the side at my iPad to remember like names of characters and things. If you wonder why I'm looking to the side, she's waking up. She's at home. She's in the kitchen. She's eating her scrambled eggs, which she likes, and she's living with a step family. It's her father. Do I need to go into this background at all a little bit?
Well, let's just introduce your parental figures. That's important to this.
Okay. Yeah, just
let's meet them briefly.
My parents died when I was very young. I've been essentially, I don't know if legally adopted, but I've been living with a step family, which is my father's brother and his wife. They had an older son when I came in, and since then they've had two additional children, two girls who are significantly younger. So I'm sitting at the kitchen table eating my scrambled eggs. The two younger girls are there being younger girls, and I sort of never wanted to pay a whole lot of attention to them.
Yeah, they're probably grabbing at you, kind of, we want to play. Want to play? Right in your face. Probably getting saliva in your eggs and stuff. Because they don't care. They're kids. They're little tiny.
I've got them trained. I've had them trained for quite a while to not do that.
Or they want to imitate you. Like they want your lipstick.
They might secretly want to do that, but at every possible moment I discourage them from having anything to do with my life.
Welcome to teenagers.
Yeah,
like a little forcefully, like with a little shove, like get off.
I suppose if it really has to come to that, it's more like just go away. No, I'm not interested. Go away. Leave me alone.
Gotcha.
There's something over there you should look at. Whatever,
Cool.
But finishing up breakfast. Martha, my stepmother, since always wants me to help clean up because the two girls are just too young for that, so I have to do some really quick cleanup. Bill, her husband, my stepfather, is.
This is actually technically your aunt and uncle, right? Not actually step
aunt and uncle, yeah.
Parents so much.
Well, they seem like it seems like a step family. I don't know legally how this stuff works out.
Sure.
If this was the story Alice likes to imagine her life was, these would be step parents, not aunt and uncle.
Gotcha.
Aunts and uncles are people who don't live with you. and who get to be interesting people because you don't see them every goddamn day.
Cool. So yeah, so all right, so you get do your eggs, your what
Yeah.
is so
Bill is
Martha
heading off to the repair shop,
mhm.
getting ready to head off. Joshua, my older brother, who I do have a lot of respect for, and we get along. And he's not here. He's already left for the day. I'm not sure what he's left to do. You know, he's like 18 now, and he's got his own life that he's trying to learn to, live outside of the family. So basically, I'm just trying to get out of the house as quick as I can, and I managed to do that.
Perfect.
Putting on my scruffy burgundy leather jacket and my silvered shades, of course, on the way out the door.
Absolutely. How do you get there? Skateboard, foot, bike, walk?
Yeah. I'm much more of a skateboard person. I don't have a bike, so
Dude, a
I'd rather-
thrasher.
Huh?
A thrasher, as you would be called in that case. Thrasher
It is?
rocker. It was a term.
Okay.
Just go with this one. Skaters
All
are
right.
thrashers.
I'm a thrasher.
You're a thrasher
Yeah,
rocker.
So I head off on my skateboard. I take it we've our group has said we're going to rendezvous
Yep.
at our hideout. I'm really not interested in the library, and so I'm just skating past the library on my way to the drugstore to pick up 80s. What kind of soda would it be in the 80s?
New
Just
Coke?
Jolt Cola.
Coke
New Pepsi?
a new Coke.
New Pepsi. New Coke. Oh my God. That was really tasty, by the way. I really love that. I was sad it went away.
I didn't get to have it.
Yeah. Okay.
So didn't they have a Pepsi Crystal too?
Yeah,
Was that-
Pepsi
Oh,
Crystal,
yeah.
which was
Was
wrong
that
in every
1985?
fashion.
Was Pepsi? Was that during the clear? Everything had to be clear era.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Awesome.
this is. I suspect Alice just wants a Coke, just a good old fashioned.
Cool. All right.
Oh,
So,
wait, no,
so we
no,
frame the scene
I'm
between
sorry.
these two.
Okay.
Cool.
Huh?
We
Yeah.
frame the scene between you guys. Whereas Mikey's kind of like, oh, library, I like it. You're kind of like library, lame, and kind of zip it on by, and probably even barely taking notice of Mikey, even though he's part of your crew. As you're going by.
Well, he's over by the library, so why would I notice him?
Well, you probably would have skated right past him.
Yeah.
You said you were just going by
Oh,
the library, so.
Hey, Alice, before you go, I gotta go to you. Okay, I'll talk to you.
That is accurate. Excellent.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So let's find out what Andy
If I
Martin does.
didn't notice him on the way by, I would have just given him a thumbs up. Sort of.
We can't see your thumbs,
above my taillights.
That's fine. We get you.
Above my taillights as I went past.
Cool. All right.
You should really get knee pads for those.
Safety first.
Safety first.
I don't think anybody wore a helmet, but yes, there were knee pads.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Andy Martin. What's Andy Martin's morning like this Saturday, right before your rendezvousing?
Well, Friday night he got together with some of the guys from the baseball team, and they had a sleepover. Somebody brought a bottle of brandy along, and they tried a little of that. And they got a little bit of a buzz going, and it was kind of cool and everything. But he knew he had to be home early in the morning, so he got up, rode his bike back home, and Mom had breakfast for him and everything, which was really cool. But his sister Carrie was so annoying. She's like 2 years younger, and she just babbles on about stupid stuff and not having a boyfriend and yada, yada, yada. So he's just like, I got to get out of here. And so wolfs down his breakfast, and he's rushing out the door. And then Mom says, no, before you go, you got to cut the lawn. So, okay. He goes out and he cuts the lawn, which is cool, though, because then he can get some money for the arcade or whatever the gang wants to do today. So he takes care of that, cuts the lawn, and, just throws on his hat, grabs his lucky baseball, hops on his bike, and decides to head down to the to the hideout and see what's going on.
Cool. Is he going to whiz by the library, or is he going to take a different route?
Well, knowing that Mikey's probably going to be there, he probably will see if he's there.
Cool. Cool. All right. No, actually, I drew the map myself, and I just noticed the library is in the suburbs, in the way suburbs. So I'm gonna move it. You know what? Let's move it. Okay, let's go.
I think you should, yeah.
Let's do that. Let's go over here.
Yeah. It fits the narrative we're creating.
Yeah.
You
So
were-
let's
if
put the
you wear
library right share. Oop, that was a
There
little
you go.
right share.
Nice.
That looks good. All right.
Sorry, I keep forgetting where your Google document is that explains this stuff. What's Infinity Connection and Fantasy Zone? So one a comic book shop and one an arcade.
Correct. Fantasy Zone is the arcade. Infinity Connection is the comic book shop / gaming shop.
Okay.
If we call that.
Okay. The non-machine gaming shop.
Right. Cool. Yeah. All right. So let's see. So I've changed that. So now the library is there, which works for me.
Cool.
It's actually probably
Yeah.
better that the library is in a
And
central
especially
spot.
especially since Mikey could sort of eyeball the hideout location from the library.
Cool. All right.
All
Awesome.
right, we're now in alternate world 2 of ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 80s that almost weren't. Oh, but weren't. And now are. All right. So let's see. Let's go. So last but not least, what is Jude doing this morning?
Jude, they probably don't set up the alarm clock on a Saturday because
Mhm.
what kind of madman would do that? So they probably wake up with the sun on their face. As soon as they get up, brush their teeth, they get dressed. They're wearing like some jeans, like a real flowery shirt, like a peace necklace, the denim jacket, looking dope.
Awesome.
Some Dr. Martens on.
Still sort of stuck in the 70s, right?
Yeah. Doesn't really know any other kind of style. I head downstairs and their mom's probably like cleaning up, doing laundry, like vacuuming. Your dad's probably sitting on the couch watching some TV, laying back. My brother's probably like the whole time I was getting ready, he's probably screaming at me, "Come on, let's go! I'm gonna be late." Because he promised to take me downtown to drop me off at the library before he met his friends. So I think I get down and my brother's dressed in like a green canvas jacket and like a misfit shirt and some combat boots, and he probably he's just rushing me so fast. He's like, "Come on, we gotta go, I'm gonna be late." So
I don't know, is he a younger brother or an older brother?
He's-
Sounds like
he's-
he's a younger brother.
no, he's like 17.
Yeah, he has a driver's
Oh,
license.
okay.
He's one driving.
Oh, he's waiting for you so he can make
Hmm.
a getaway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So cool. Awesome. So do you shove any food down your throat first? Or just kind of head?
No, I'd probably just get out. My brother's already upset. Let's just get out of here.
Probably for the wisest. Cool. So as a
Yeah.
note, as we do these kind of mundane life, part of your life scenes, in the future I'll be taking more of a role as playing the NPCs, which are your your parental figures, your siblings, and that kind of thing. But for this time, I just kind of want to get to know them a little bit, get a little idea of what how you work, how you do your thing with them, that kind of thing. So there we go. All right. So yeah, so Andy, you're probably third on the scene. Probably do one of those things where you're on your bike and you kind of go to the side and hit the brake and you kind of skid, and you're like skid sideways and you're like, "Hey, Mikey," or something to that effect.
Pop a wheelie first.
Totally, that sounds like that move. And then last but not least, you see Jude's older brother, pull up in the car and just looks at you guys like, "What is my brother doing? What is my brother doing? Oh God, he could do better." You know, you don't have to be geniuses or have a real great deal of empathy to kind of get the vibe off of him. Like,
And what's your brother's name again?
Rigby.
It's what?
Uh,
Rigby?
Rigby.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So yeah, I think Mikey's got a thing for wanting to find out information from Rigby about driving, like everything you possibly can know about driving. So Mikey runs up there while you're getting out of the car. Rigby, when you're turning left on a road that's going 35 miles an hour, does it make any difference if you signal, or do you not have to?
he kind of like, again, you can see there's this part of him that's like, I think you're a loser, but there's also the part of him like, you're my little brother's friend, so I kind of have to not have you hate me. So he's like, dude, you just drive the way you need to drive. Just don't get killed.
Okay.
What kind of car does he drive?
Thank you.
Like a '76 Impala.
Nice.
Nice.
Probably a nice, dark green type of thing. Like,
Yeah.
you just hang in there, little dude. You get in the driver's seat before you know it. I promise you. And he turns
Thanks,
back.
bro.
He's like, "You get out of the car."
It's way cooler.
Hold on.
Way cooler than the K car that my mom drives.
Who has a gremlin? Who has it? Someone drives a gremlin. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. Cool.
My
Yes.
father drives a Camry.
Yeah, so I guess I'll just pop out real quick and bye, bro.
He's already gone by the time you waved to him. He's like, cruising off. So yeah, the traffic is going here, by here and there. It's downtown Ninawake, but it is Ninawake, so we're not talking like rush hour type traffic or anything. Even on a Saturday, people are leisurely driving, going to where they're gonna go. A great number of them are off on the weekends, that kind of thing. You guys know that you guys know for a fact that Eldrin Labs works, of course, 7 days a week. They never actually stop. They're 365, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. But yeah, so like you get on the sidewalk and you're with two of your other friends, dude. Alice, have you gotten your stuff and come back, or are you heading straight to the hideout? Are you're gonna do a group meetup or head to the hideout and meet them there?
I think if we had agreed to meet in front of the library, I think I would have noticed. I would have noticed Mikey there more prominently than I did.
Cool.
You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yep. So you probably
Yeah.
pop back though.
Yeah.
You got your supplies. You're skating back. By the time Jude gets out of the car,
I had to impulse one and
ooh, that's loud.
the soda I bought was not a Coke. It was a cream soda made by a local small bottling company. And I'm drinking it because nobody I know likes that cream soda.
Oh, you're the rebel.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Thank you for the follow, Lexi Sart 55. Appreciate it. Welcome to Tales from the Loop. So cool. Yeah. So just as you pull up, you're kind of scooch up on your skateboard. You probably hit the back. Flip it up so you can grab it with your hand. And it's about that time that this kid named Evan and his crew are coming by. And his crew is like the anti your crew. They don't like you. They're
Same
mean.
age, older.
Yeah, same age. But they're definitely, they're a little. If we had to classify them as a type, they'd be jocks, troublemakers, that kind of thing.
Andy probably knows somebody over there in that crew. Huh?
He could totally
Like plays sports with him.
His rival.
His rival. Yeah, exactly.
Probably don't know. They don't know why you're hanging out with us.
Yeah, that is probably the case. It's like Evan, he's the leader.
I always found that the strangest thing is how geeks and jocks could hang out, but one jock will make fun of a geek, and then yet your best friend, the jock, can still be best friends with that jock. I never got that. Like, it's
Teenagers,
crazy.
man.
It's just how we roll, man.
And really, and sports people are really just sports nerds. I mean, there's really the only
Really, yeah.
difference
True.
is what they happen to be nerdy about.
Cool,
I
cool.
think when Jude sees him, he goes, "Oh, I'm coming."
Yep. So Evan's walking toward. He's the leader of the pack. He's always leader of the pack. He's like a troublemaker as opposed to a jock in the group.
So I like kind of absentmindedly put my hand over my pocket computer. That's
Like
in
to
my
protect,
pocket.
like a protective. Like, don't do anything you want to me, but leave the pocket
Is
computer
within
alone.
your shirt pocket? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Also stand there, cross my arms, like.
I should mention this now before I forget later. But Jude does have like a satchel bag with him for the his camera.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is not a game of inventories. We're always going to assume if you can have it, you got your special item with you, which your camera is, and yeah, so that's cool. Awesome. So yeah, so Evan kind of strides up. He's like, "Oh look, look what we have here. It's Joan regretting the ass farts here. What's going on? What's going on, kids?
Hello, Evan.
You head to the library? You gonna read some books? Be good kids, huh? Hey, look at these losers. We got stuff to do. Where's that Crystal Pepsi at? Is that? Can you get that over there? He kind of looks back at his buddies. Like they're kind of moving past you. What do you call it? Evan probably kind of gives Andy a little room. One of the jocks kind of makes to kind of like he's gonna bump him, kind of like that tough bump, but doesn't. Kind of the last second he's like, it's Andy. Andy could kill me with that baseball that he always has around with him, and I don't want to die.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I better just walking.
So yeah.
Does your mom still want me to tutor you in math this summer, Evan?
Like, there you go. Oh, you can see everyone else except Mikey, who can kind of read the body language of people, can see that like this was the wrong thing to say to this guy. It's like he turns around. He's like, "I'm doing just fine. You can just I don't even know what you're talking about." He's like, I don't know what he's talking about. The kids are like, "Yeah, he doesn't know what you're talking about." It's like bullshit. And before you know it, they're like just they have places to be, and you're less important, and they're heading out. They're gone. They pass it up.
Were those guys at your party last night, Andy?
What's
No,
your
I don't
problem,
hang
Andy?
out with those guys really. I mean, I play baseball with the one guy, Bill, but he's he's all right. He just sometimes when he's with those guys, he's kind of a dick.
I just feel like a lot of like insecurity coming from them.
Yeah. I think they have a complex.
There's something deeper there, yeah.
Yeah, they're just they're just dicks.
Well
It could also
said.
be.
Yeah, Jude's all trying to thinking about how do I heal them? How do I make them better people? And they're really just dicks.
How do I reach?
Were there
these
any girls at your
kids?
party?
No. I mean, it was at Kevin's house, and his mom would probably freak out if girls came by, and so we were talking about like Carla and Amy at school and stuff, but no, they didn't show up.
It's okay, Mike. You'll find someone. I believe in you.
It's hard.
My sister wants a boyfriend, but she's 12.
12?
Well,
Aren't you like
I'm
14?
only 12.
Oh,
Oh.
you're no.
Well, maybe she likes you.
You should ask her, Andy, Mike. You know what,
That'd be
Mike? Go
kind of
ahead
weird.
and do it.
She's my sister. Like,
Well, I'm not
I don't-
asking you to ask her if she likes you.
maybe you should write her a note.
I
That would
don't
be
think
nice.
I couldn't do that.
Just tell her how your heart feels. Do you understand?
Can we go now?
We can talk this. We can talk about this on the way. Yeah.
Did you watch 16 Candles last night or something?
No,
Oh my god. So wrong.
we're not allowed to rent videos
What's
in my
16
house,
candles?
so yeah,
That
we're
was
not
so-
allowed to watch TV most of the time. So
Oh man,
What's
your
16
parents are kind of
candles?
strict, huh?
yeah. Oh, 16 Candles. It's a story about a girl whose birthday is ignored, and then it has some really racist character in it. And
It
yeah,
sounds
it's
really
an
harsh.
okay movie. It's
Did not age well, but
But Molly Ringwald was cute.
Who's Molly Ringwald?
yeah, this is a longer story. So yeah, you guys are walking towards the hideout. It's like this is worse than like anyone's little
So-
brother. Like
has anybody noticed that Jimmy from the arcade is like he looks like he's getting sick or something? Have you guys been to the arcade lately?
I don't.
Yeah,
They
but
don't
I
let me in.
guess I didn't notice. So what do you mean like sick? Like is he like what do you mean?
I don't know. He just looks like he's in really rough shape. Like he's sick. Like he's got some, I don't know,
Huh.
like he's malnourished or
Do you wanna
hungover a
make him?
lot or something. I'm not sure.
That's
Do you want to
weird.
make him like a cake or something?
Who
You
is
bring him like a cake?
Jimmy person?
Yeah, he runs the
Who's
arcade.
Jimmy?
yeah, you guys would probably be
Oh.
familiar with him. He's like a kid, not really much older than you guys. But he has a job at the arcade. You know how you can, before you're even 16, you can get those little forms signed by your parents that you can work, so many hours. Those guys are making the money, the big bucks. I don't know, what was it back then? 325.
325 or so.
Yeah.
325 an hour.
Yep. So so he's one of those kids. So he's about 14, 15. And he's just known basically for running the arcade. The owner is kind of a drunk, really doesn't have much to do with the company, it seems. It's running into the ground, and Jimmy's the kind of kid, he's like a programmer geek who kind of like can keep stuff working. You've seen him running around with like a kit with like a soldering iron and stuff. So, but he's best known by all the other kids for being the kid who can like score you some free tokens if he likes you, that kind of thing. And his programming side endears him to the geek squad of the school and that kind of thing. So yeah, you guys would all know him, with the exception maybe Jude. I'm not sure but then again, you guys have probably been to the arcade at some point with Jude, if nothing to introduce him to the magic, which is video games.
Dragon's Lair.
Just Jude still doesn't get it.
He doesn't get
I really suck at Dragon's Lair.
it. Yeah.
Every time I get to the rolling balls thing, that's where I die every time.
Yeah, that's impossible.
It is.
So you guys would know Jimmy Vargas.
So do you guys want to? Did you want to head there now? We could probably put off like heading to the hideout if you're feeling worried about him.
Do you think we should? How would we help him?
Robert, I have a hard time hearing your voice. It seems kind of.
My bad. I'll talk louder.
Okay.
Yeah. If you, I don't know, you want to you bake him a cake or something. You just write him a letter, tell him you're worried about him.
Well, he
Let him
didn't
know how
show
you
up for the
feel.
last computer club, and so I just
When did you see him last?
well, computer club was 2 days ago, so maybe last Saturday.
It's like
Less than a week ago.
That's a long time ago.
Well, I only go to the arcades normally on Saturday, and then computer club is on Thursday.
Tell you what, today's Saturday.
6 p.m.
Why don't we swing by there and check them out for you?
Okay.
Alice is a woman of action. we'll put that cake making thing on the back burner, but it's possible we might do that yet. But here we are. So yeah, okay. So you guys head over towards the fantasy zone.
Ride on a skateboard.
We're sure that's an arcade, right?
Yep.
This is not a 2-person skateboard.
All right.
This is a cheap attempt to get closer to Alice and
Do you make those?
and be cool. Actually, I suppose.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, yeah. So you guys are cruising down the streets. Guys, I'm assuming the guys with bikes parked them or locked them up at the library since that's your kind of like meeting place. Again, this is like small town America. This is like most people you pass, you know their names. Those who you don't, their faces look really familiar. There's a lot of it's a Saturday, so you have like your little streets downtown with the various shops. You have your little mom and pop, um, drug type stores, where you can get everything from prescription filled to snacks and sodas and stuff like that.
That's where I
wa-
drink soda.
Exactly.
Yeah. I walk a little faster when we have to go in front of the hardware store. Try to avoid being seen through the window.
It's a little scary. You have issues about the hardware store.
The guy at the hardware store, he's got it in for me. Always wants to know what I'm doing.
That's a little scary.
What's wrong with that? He's just looking out for you.
Like he's paranoid or something. It's weird.
Maybe he's just.
Hey, anybody want some Big League Chew?
Oh my god!
What is that?
What's gum?
Is that like a gum?
It's gum, man. Check this out. Looks like chew.
I'll take gum. I don't know what chew
Yeah.
is, but
Oh,
Yes. Do we, I'm torn as to whether I need to explain anachronisms to any viewers or anyone else. So the Big League Chew was this gum. It was like kind of like Hubba Bubba bubble gum, but shredded into like strings to look like I kid you not, chewing tobacco, like the big league baseball players chewed, and it came in a pouch just like the chaw did. I rip out the pouch, and there's this big ball of shredded gum in there. It was delicious. I had some.
Okay.
So that's Big League Chew. Good reference, Andy.
Is it supposed to make my mouth really wet?
If it's doing its job.
absolutely. Try some, man.
It's
Good.
do I just throw it in?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you can
but
pretend.
don't
it's
swallow it because otherwise it'll be in your stomach for at least 7 years.
Yeah. Hey, did you guys hear that if you mix Pop Rocks with Coke, your stomach will explode?
No.
Yeah,
Why
I
would
heard
you-
that.
And this marked the day
Have you
the
tried
last
it?
day that Mikey Wong ever bought Pop Rocks.
Have you
Cool.
tried it?
No, man. I heard it. Your stomach will blow up. Like
I don't
Pop
think you
Rocks are
should
so
try it.
cool. They like explode in your mouth when you chew them. It's so cool.
Yeah, I've had some of those before. Actually, my brother, he gave them to me, but did not tell me what they were.
Oh. Oh.
Cool.
Awesome.
I thought I was dying. Yeah.
I thought I was done. My mouth is on fire. Okay. Cool. So yeah, you guys are cruising down the street, have your Big League Chew, avoiding Pop Rocks at all costs. And you guys find yourself in front of the Fantasy Zone. So the Fantasy Zone is a very low rent arcade. It is, again, it's Ninawake, Wisconsin's small town Wisconsin. It's basically a storefront. It's all glass with metal kind of beams, to frame the windows, and there is there's like a sign, kind of the sign that hangs kind of perpendicular out in front of it, Fantasy Zone, and has like stars and stuff, and a neon sign. But the front is actually just kind of like it's, they change it every now and then, but it's basically painted. The glass is painted from the inside to show, 5 tokens for $1. And it's, someone drew a picture of the hexagonal token. there's rainbows and stars and stuff. So again, the underage kids who work there are in charge of decoration. So you can imagine what's there. But yeah, you walk inside and it has all the games that you want. You got your Dragon's Lair, with Dirk the Daring. You have Yar Kung Fu. You have Joust has been around for a while, but those damn ostriches just won't stop doing battle.
I had straight for the sit down Star Trek simulator
Oh,
graphic thing. Yeah.
oh, that was the best one. That was with the wire for the wire frame representations of the ships and everything. Yeah,
Spock's voice. Yeah.
and Spock's voice. Well, you probably have a tokens left over from last time. You're always prepared just in case an emergency.
I do.
I'll take a picture of him at the machine.
That's cool. This is it's like it's probably going in like your scrapbook. Mikey's happy times.
Well, I didn't say this when I introduced my character, but I've got like a wall, and I'm just putting up pictures as I go.
Does it look like a happy wall or a creepy wall? Like
it probably looks kind of creepy. There's like pictures of people that like probably don't know that they're getting their pictures taken of like around the school.
People you don't even really know, maybe.
Yeah.
Camera.
Yeah, it's my Polaroid.
Does anybody else want to play? We can play 2-player. I got a couple extra tokens.
I'll try.
Well, I'm gonna go just see how your friend's doing. Kind of just
No, we're forgetting about that now.
All right, I'll play Star Wars.
What's Alice doing?
Alice is going. Sorry, the kid in the arcade is, what's his name?
Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy Vargas.
Okay.
Jimmy Vargas.
Yeah, Jimmy is over by the counter or whatever, and she wanders over there because they have like snacks and that sort of thing that they'll also sell. And what were those called? Pop rocks?
Mm-hmm.
The ones that would explode in your stomach with Coke?
Now she's got to try it. She already has the Coke.
No, she's got the cream soda.
Close enough.
Yeah, so she goes over there and she says, Jimmy, can you give me a packet of those? What are they called? Snap rockets.
Oh, Jimmy. So Jimmy is looking not great. His hair is greased back, not because he greases it back, but because he probably hasn't bathed in a few days. He just looks unkempt. He's a little stinky.
Yeah.
He looks his eyes are kind of sullen. Dark. Circles under his eyes, and he's like, "Pop rocks. They're pop rocks because they look like rocks and they pop." He's like, "That's $1." It's totally like 50 cents. He's about to rip you off, by the way, but that's okay.
So say that again. He's trying to rip me off 50 cents.
Yeah, he says that they're $1. They probably go for 50 cents.
Okay. So Jimmy, I just want to try a little something. How about you just let me slip? You just slip me a pack.
Cool. All right, this will be our first roll. Let's do a roll. Let's have some fun. So let's go. This will be charm, I think.
Okay.
I think that makes the. I think that's right.
Yep.
All right. So let's see. Oh, cool! I get to do the first roll. So now, how did? Here's me being not understand charm.
So,
where was charm?
Open up your character sheet.
I just click the.
Click the word charm.
Okay.
There you go. Got one success. All right, so you succeed. So he kind of looks you up and down, and he's not taken by you or anything. He's just like you look, and I should have actually allowed you to use your silver shades, but that's not important at this point because that is part of your kind of convincing entourage, accoutrement,
Yeah.
if you will. But
Yeah.
we'll do that next time. So, but yeah, he kind of like, not so much, he's not into you or anything, but he's just very much like, one, he's just tired as hell, and he'd probably do almost
Yeah.
anything that somebody told him to do at this point just to avoid the conversation. But he's like, thought you're kind of ballsy just asking for it, and he's like, yeah, here you go. Here, I'll give you the blueberry ones. Nobody likes them. Everyone wants the strawberry.
All
I'm
right.
out of tokens, so I'm going to come up to the counter to get more.
All right. So I take the pack. There's only like about a quarter of a bottle left in the cream soda bottle. So I tear it open, pour it into the bottle, swish it around, and chug the last of
No!
what's in there.
You're gonna die.
Wait a minute or two and let out this really loud belch. And then look at Jimmy and say, dude, you don't look so good.
It's like, he's like, he could care less that maybe you almost exploded. And by the way, he doesn't explode. She doesn't explode. Alice does not explode. Her belly does not burst open a la Alien or anything like that.
Maybe there are secondary effects.
Maybe it has to be Coke. That's what Mikey's thinking. It's Coke.
Maybe.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think it's the right formula.
Let's try it. No, it's not. Yeah, so Jimmy's like, he kind of looks over at Mikey. He's like, yeah, I'm not fit. Mikey! And he kind of like, his eyes kind of widen. He's like you're the answer to his prayers.
Hi, Jimmy. Where you been?
Mikey, I'm...
How come you weren't at the computer club?
He's like...
We started to get into 16-color graphic programming.
Oh, he's like, offhandedly, he's like, you're about to go like, oh, I'm beyond that. It's like, it's like, okay. Do you guys like video games? He kind of looks at the four of you as you're kind of approaching the desk.
Sure.
Would you like to make some money? Or get free tokens for like ever?
What do we got to do?
Sure.
Like, he kind of looks to Mikey and he's like, we got to go downstairs. And if everyone here, Mikey knows that the downstairs is where the technological magic happens. This is where when a machine's broken, it gets taken down in the basement and they take it apart and see the innards, that nobody ever sees, the computer game, the video game.
Isn't this the employees only area?
He starts walking over there and he unlocks it with this big key he has. He looks back at you guys very pointedly. He's like, this is the Jimmy only area, and you're coming into it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Is this what it's like to feel cool?
And Jimmy's like, yes.
All right, come on, guys.
So he brings you.
I'm first.
He brings you guys down. You guys are like, I want to be. See what's going on. So yeah, so you guys follow him down the stairs, and he's like, okay, so what you see here has to remain a secret, but I need your help, and that's the bottom line.
Taking a picture as he says that, the flash.
Well, the flash, and you can just see the look in his eyes, like. He's like, I have 2 nerves left. No, now 1. Just 1 left. He hasn't slept. He's malnourished. He's probably been living on Pop Rocks, candy bars, and God knows what. Probably dehydrated. Yeah, so he leads you guys downstairs. You guys are down there. The first thing you see is like, again, just kind of I described, like you see like the back of the video game. You know how it's a stand-up case and it's kind of opened up, and I think the first thing you guys would probably think is like how unimpressive they look. It's like you see this big box and it should be chock full of stuff and crammed in, and there has to be technology everywhere to make this thing work. And no, it's a TV, it's a board, one kind of motherboard type computer board with a bunch of chips and wires and hooked into these controlled thingamajobbers. So it looks completely unimpressive to anyone who is hoping that it would be more exciting. in your minds that what you thought. It's just not.
That's it.
He's like, no. He points over to there. Over there. And Mikey, you almost have a nerdgasm as you're looking over and you see like this computer, and it's on a desk, and you can see it's been modded. It's like it's something that like he got as a kit and put together. Yeah. As Dr. Aka already pointed out, yeah, like his first computer way back when, it was like he had probably had to solder some of it together and make set the chips and everything. And this
Every
is
one of your motherboard slots is filled with a daughter board. And where are these wires running to?
And he's like, I'm glad you asked, Mikey.
Is
And he
that a hard drive?
It's a hard drive. It's not a tape drive.
Oh my god.
Oh
That
my
must be
god.
$1,000.
In $1985.
Yeah.
So he brings it over there, and it's like these. You see all these cables and wires going off it and leading underneath this large thing that's underneath a sheet, like a bed sheet. And he's like, I just want to know that you guys are serious about helping me, because I can't show this to just anybody.
Scout's honor.
You guys are cool.
I have a
No.
very serious question first. Why is there copper tubing in your computer?
Like, Mikey, I have not slept for 2.25 days. I can smell myself. Okay? I've had a very bad few days. I will get into that
You too, Jimmy.
after I get
You're
some
being
sleep.
nice.
But here's the thing. He like grabs the thing, pulls it off, and it's this large, like it's a doorway. It's an empty doorway. Modeled with like, you can see where he like molded some plastic. He got some plastic and melted a bit, bent it around. So basically it's like this plastic edged doorway with like metal contacts on the inside of it.
Wait a minute. Did you make a girl?
He looks to the rest of you
weird
like
science?
can you please shut him up? He's like, he doesn't say it, but the gaze says all the words. He's like, I love you, Mikey. I love you. Like you're my little brother or something. But let me get through this. I've been rehearsing this in my head for 2.25 days of no sleep, trying to figure out how I was going to fix my problem. And now you're here, and maybe you can fix it. And I trust you. I trust you, Mikey.
Sorry.
I'm not so sure about
Jimmy.
her, but I trust Mikey. I don't know you two guys too well, but Mikey, I trust. He kind of shakes his head and he's like, welcome to Portal to Avalon. And he like makes this big gesture pressing a button on the computer, and suddenly the center of the thing lights up, fills with like light, and then you see beyond it like a low to mid res kind of fantasy village, like beyond it, like you're looking through a window.
I immediately gotta go touch that.
Take another picture.
Yeah, and Jimmy's like, he's about to say, and before, and then that's when Mikey touches it, and next thing you know, Mikey is gone. Mikey is now on the other side. He is now. He touched the portal, the energy in the middle of the portal.
Okay.
Mikey is now. You can see him through the portal. He is a pixel representation of himself. But he also had.
This is amazing.
So, but he has a life bar over his head that kind of pivots as he moves. It's like a 3D environment, and you can see that. What weapon does Mikey have on the other side there? He can't touch his own bar. What kind of medieval weapon does Mikey have in his hand suddenly?
Oh, that would have to be a flail, like a 3-headed flail.
Cool, like the nunchucks of the past, or whatever.
Yeah, like the spiky ball
Oh,
flail.
nice. Oh, gotcha. Cool.
What,
Yeah. So
his name was Jimmy, right?
yeah. So Jimmy's like, he's like, Okay, so this is what's going on. I been collecting some loop tech, okay? You know how you find it in the fields here and there, the bad experiences, the bad experiments going on, and stuff breaks down, and they really aren't too great at clearing it up, so I get some of it. And okay, this was businesses failing, and I made this game. It's amazing, right? The problem is that,
Unlike
yeah, I didn't finish it. I didn't put some parameters on it. So, like, he's just like looking around.
so is Mikey stuck?
Yes, he is stuck.
What?
Yeah,
Wait,
so
stuck.
no.
Well, we got to get him out.
yeah, see that's
I
the
still-
problem. If Mikey would have just been quiet and waited, I could have explained. So I made this thing to hopefully get the business booming, and Mr. Biggs, who owns our arcade, was drunk at the time and he stepped through it. The problem is he stepped through it before I'd completed some final parameters. There's no way to get out of the game without finishing it. And he's not a gamer.
Oh,
I-
no.
I have books to return today.
You
So-
again. You
So,
Well, I
so
guess
Jimmy,
I have.
Why
I have
can't he
tome.
just walk back up?
you can't leave the game until you've
Mikey,
won.
Can you see the frame from your side?
Yeah,
Well,
you can see out.
Yeah,
Can you see
I
the
can
portal?
see you guys.
Well,
I
come
can
on
see you
back
guys.
out. Touch it from that side. Come on back out.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
bam.
drop my
You-
flail.
You basically it's like walking into the invisible wall in the video game.
Oh,
You just
I can't.
you find yourself keep walking. So Jimmy's like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Unless you complete the scenario, you can't get out. Finishing it is the only way. I didn't get to make the save your game and get out thing. But the problem
What
is now
the
that
scenario for this?
I'm getting to that, kid. I'm getting to that. I've been planning this in my head, and you guys have already really screwed it up, and I'm about to die here. He's like, okay. So Mr. Biggs walked through it. Not a gamer, he will never be able to finish it. And since when someone's in there, if I reboot this to make my changes, anything in there disappears. Like it's gone. It's RAM. It's gone from the system. Okay? So I can't reboot while Mr. Biggs or now Mikey are in there because they will cease to be. Okay?
How do you know that?
Well, I'm not going to test it. But I put this together. I can't see how that could be anything else. Everything's stored in the RAM. So I've got to keep this running. So
Joystick that we can control.
he's like,
Or do we just have to jump in there?
you just jump in. Now you kind of gotta. I mean, I can't go in because I gotta maintain stuff out here to make sure the power doesn't go down, or that the game doesn't screw up, or that fix any errors that happen.
It's like Tron.
I've never been to the game.
It's like the movie Tron. You know,
Well, okay,
1982 Tron.
so Mikey's already
Best
in
movie
there.
ever.
He knows more about this stuff than anybody else here. Perhaps even you, Jimmy, as things turn out. Why do we all have to go in there? Can't he just fix it from his side?
Because it was a
What happens
group
if it-
game. It wasn't meant to be completed alone. One person can't beat it. He'll be destroyed. There's a health. See that? See that green bar above his head? That floaty thing? That's his health. If his health goes down to 0, I actually don't know what happens.
How
But
do we
it's
get
not
more
good.
health?
Okay, you made this game, so how do we win it?
Do you have
We
a
go
map?
in there, we win the game, we get out.
Yeah, so
We
you're
should-
gonna
we must know how
you're gonna
to
go
do
down
it.
a road. You're gonna potentially meet some people. You're gonna basically find out that this village is under siege. There are people who need your help that are gonna be slaughtered
Okay.
by dark elves. Okay, so and he's like, oh my god, I'm worried about ruining the experience for you. It's dark elves. Okay, the bad guys are dark elves. All right, you're gonna meet some people. You're eventually gonna go down the road. You're gonna get to the village. You need to defend it from the dark elves. Okay.
Okay.
So I need you guys to get in there, help your buddy out, help Mr. Biggs out, finish the scenario, and then you can step out of this game.
So you made this scenario. So what's the secret? What's the key
Okay.
to defeating these dark elves?
The key is
So we're not just flailing our flails around, okay?
play to your strengths. Do what it is that you do. You're kind of still you-ish in there.
Yeah. Jimmy, you really don't know the answer to these questions, do you?
Not really. That's what a random number generator helps you with. You don't know everything, all right? All right, that's how it works. Okay.
I think
You can see he's like he's literally about to cry. He's gonna cry if
Come on,
Alice
dude.
keeps questioning him. You can literally see he's welling up. Tears are gonna start flowing. He's at wit's end. You know, he's like and you can just see that he's like he's feeling like interrogated by Alice. He's like, oh my god, I just want you to go in there.
All right.
And
we
kick
all have to
some
go in there?
dark elf ass. Yes, you do. And you're
We
gonna
all have to
beat the
go-
game.
I
Yes.
think, considering the state you're in, I feel kind of I feel better if Andy stayed out here with you to make sure you just don't freak out while we're in there.
Mikey, I'm coming, and then she's just gonna go straight to the portal.
Jude like gives zero shits about like safety or anything. He's like, I need to help you. You're my friend. He's like, okay.
How much stranger could this world be, right?
He's like, I'm gonna tell you one more time. It's a group game. You need everybody in there. I just need you to get in there. I need to get on this console and finish things and make sure no errors pop up. Make sure the power doesn't go out. It's supposed to rain tonight.
Do I still have to be like this knight character, or can I change classes?
He's like, he kind of makes this motion, and if you go like this, it'll change your outfit. So.
Oh, cool! Ooh, this one's got boobs.
Cool. All right, what do you guys do?
So, we got to go in. We got to help this guy.
You guys, this is cool. You should come.
It is honestly very cool.
Yeah, what weapon does Jude have in his hand?
Like everything I do, I'm like super strong
Is there
as this
magic?
guy.
Is there magic in this game?
Yeah, hell there, of course there is. What do you got? You got a staff? You got a wand?
Like in a staff and a robe and a giant like wizard's hat.
Awesome. Cool. You definitely do.
So I jump in.
All right. Yeah, Andy's pixelized. It feels real weird briefly. like everything just stops in your body and suddenly you're there. What weapon does Andy have?
I gotta have a ranged weapon, man. I'm gonna do a bow.
Nice. You probably have some quivers, a quiver on your back, a bunch of loaded full of arrows.
Absolutely. Wow, hey guys, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, Jimmy looks over at Alice. Yeah, Jimmy looks over at Alice and he's like, tokens forever.
Okay. You make sure we come back out.
That's up to you guys. That's the point here. He's like, go. You got this. Don't they call you Wonder for some reason?
Alice is seriously considering grabbing him by his shirt and throwing him through the portal.
What does she do?
She realizes that he's probably, unfortunately, right that he has to stay on the outside.
Unfortunately, right.
So she grabs him by his shirt and says, "We better get out of here."
Do you flick out the things at him?
She tries, but they don't really work.
It's like anticlimactic at this point.
Really annoying. Yeah.
All
So
right.
she turns around and she walks through the portal.
Okay, cool. Yeah, again, it seems like just like your body like stops, and then suddenly you're there. And what weapon does Alice have in her hand? An axe, of course. Get it? I'm sorry if I stole your thunder on that one. Go ahead.
I don't
More importantly, does she have the classic 80s chainmail bikini on that all female adventurers have?
I leave that to Alice.
No, but she does look a lot like the early Laura Croft, and she looks back at the portal and gives Jimmy a pixelated.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, you can see him. He as you guys kind of watch him on the outside,
And
he
she's dragging a well, it starts out in her hand dragging, and she's got a very the era is a little bit off, but this is the alternate 80s. She's basically has like a cloud sword from Final Fantasy VII, the
all right,
original version, and she
fair
lifts
enough.
it up and rests it on her shoulder.
Cool.
They're healing and mana potions like in Gauntlet.
Yes, yeah. Eat food, drink potions whenever you find them. Well, if you're hurt.
Okay.
He's like he sits down in his little chair at the console. You guys can see out, and he kind of scoots back a little bit to take a look at you guys. He's like, I know you guys can do this. You know, Mikey is the best video game player at the arcade, and he knows his stuff. You know, Andy, you know, I don't know you so well, but I know you're a strong guy. You watch out for them, all right? And he's like, and he looks over to Jude. He just can't remember your name. He's like, you look like you really care about people, so keep doing that in there, all right? And Wonder just kick some fucking ass. With that, he kind of pushes
I am good
himself
at
back to
Mortal
the
Kombat.
thing.
So let's go see the wizard.
Dude,
Something
you
like
cast
that.
magic? Are you a magic user?
Yeah, watch. And then I'm gonna do it in like a blue fireball
Yeah,
pops
it
out.
sort of goes along with this magic camera.
Oh, nice.
You have two bars. You have one for health and one for magic.
Yeah, my mana bar went down a little bit when it popped off of a fireball.
It's slowly going back up now that you're not using it. So yeah. Yeah, so yeah, so the scene is very much like you're coming out of a forest basically. You're coming into like, you know, there's fewer and fewer trees, a lot of grass and foliage, and there's a road. Down the road you see like a figure, you know, there's little pixelated birds flying overhead here and there. They little stutter a little as they fly, you know, as it re-renders itself badly, because who cares about the flying birds in this game? But yeah, you guys.
Do I have access to my pocket computer here?
Yeah. Let's say you do. It pixelized everything. Let's go with that.
All right.
I'm just worried how pixelized our brains are.
Oh, don't worry about that little detail. It's the loop.
Okay.
We're good. Here's a kid too.
Am I still me?
Yeah. Did I die? Did I cease to exist and then I'm here? What's going on?
Let's go check
All
out
right. Check out what?
that figure down the road.
Yeah. Let's go 2 by 2. Alice and I in front, you guys in back. You have range. We'll be melee.
Nice. Total video game strategy. Well done.
Hmm.
So yeah, you guys are cruising.
I'll watch out for you, Alice.
You guys are cruising. The figure gets
Thanks,
larger
Mike.
and larger and larger. Eventually you come upon him and you're standing like about, 10, 20 feet away from a dwarven warrior. He's a stout little guy, but he's fiery. He's like, ah! I see some adventurers have come down the road to aid the city. Approach, fair adventurers. Approach.
That's awesome.
What do you guys do?
Hey, dwarf. What's your name?
I am Ivan, the dwarf. What you do that?
I'm Jude.
We're here to stop a siege of dark elves.
Ah, you've come to the right place. Dark elves are planning to take over that village up the way.
Have you seen another guy come by?
Ah, another adventurer, a tall one. Yes. Yes, he's at the village right now. I think he actually was injured along the way. They may be helping him down there. But you'll have to see. Would you like to proceed and take this quest?
Click yes. I think we're supposed
Yeah.
to click yes.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Ah, you are brave adventurers, and I recognize that. Here, take these. And he throws, like, just literally throws, like, potions at each of you. Red, 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 blue, and red to Jude. He's like, you'll need these. You are worthy. Take them if you need them. They will heal your wounds. Fought in
I
battle.
grab them, and like they disappear, and I'm like, where did they go?
I don't have any pockets.
I should have asked Jimmy how to skip the NPC talk.
Yeah. He's like,
You think they die?
Are there any cutscenes?
oh my goodness. Are there? So yes. So he's like, I wish you well, adventurers. Live or die well.
Off we go.
Yep. And then with that he disappears. He ceases to be. And you see the way to the village is cleared. It's the village is like, it's a small village, you know, not many people could possibly live there, but it's like it's surrounded by like what look like trees, poles in the ground with sharpened tops, the width of trees, and basically big fencing around with a opening for a gate, which is made of big tied together logs also. And again, this is all pretty pixelated. The graphics weren't great even with loop tech. So yeah, you can kind of see the general layout. In the distance, off to one side, it's like the sky is darker over there, and you see like there's lightning, and you can see fires. The light of fires, even in the area you're in is right now light, but you can see like it's dark over there, and you can see bonfires burning, and fires reaching out towards the sky, and smoke and stuff. And but yeah, the road clearly leads you to the little village.
What's Jimmy's boss's name?
Biggs,
Biggs?
Mr. Biggs.
Mr. Biggs. Is he?
It's-
Are we within shouting distance yet of people?
No, you have a little bit of a walk to go before that happens.
I'd like to see Evan and his boys in here. He wouldn't
Cool.
last 2 seconds.
I believe in you, Mikey.
Cool.
Let's get to the town. We need to figure out where the siege is going to come from and make sure we've got defenses. Plus, find out who are the best warriors in the town.
How did Biggs get hurt? I don't know. We'll find out, I guess.
Cool. So you guys head up. You guys head up to the village.
Yep.
Oh, go ahead. Andy, where are you going to say, Andy?
Sorry.
You were going to say something. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, I said yeah. Let's go to the village.
Cool. All right. You guys are heading up. You guys kind of have to watch out for Alice as she kind of turns here and there as her huge sword kind of like go right over her shoulder, kind of goes back and forth, threatening to knock you in the head if you aren't careful.
You just keep ducking every time.
But yeah, you see a little kid, kind of, looks like they were lost, and they're kind of like coming out of the woods off to one side up to the path. They're like, hey, are you guys going to the village? I need to get to the village. Will you take me? And then a big question mark appears above her head.
Sure. Where's your parents?
Will you take me to the village?
Oh, that's.
I think it's a yes or no.
Thing. Do you? I mean, are you? Should we?
I think so. I'm going
I
to start
believe in you,
hacking on
Mike.
my
We'll probably get
pocket computer.
we'll probably
Alright.
get points if we do.
That's cool. What are you trying to do, Mikey? Mikey, are you actually trying to do anything on the pocket computer? Just kind of like typing away.
Yeah, I just want to see if there's any effects. Like if I try to, write a couple lines of code, could I make it do something? Like make child say hello.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Yeah. Why don't you? Let's see. So that sounds like, just for kicks, make a program roll.
Okay. Make sure I get the right character here. My guy. Yeah. Program roll.
And you can use, I'm sorry, we'll be using your pocket computer. So go ahead and
Yes.
basically you hit the drop down next to your iconic item, which is your Sharp PC, and
Okay.
hit program and then hit the roll button to the right of that. And that'll include your
Oh.
extra dice for that item.
Okay. So I choosing program. I click on that button, and then I click on. Oh.
Yeah, you did. That's all you have to do is click the button.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Cool.
All right.
So, all right. So you have 2 successes. So again, as we kind of go along, I want to teach you guys and any viewers how the game is working. So let's go over here.
His dice roll, because I don't.
What's that?
Am I supposed to see his dice roll? Because I don't.
Oh, you don't see it in the roll area?
Click on the chat area and then scroll down to the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I thought it would be on the screen.
It just doesn't like to auto scroll.
Cool. All right. So again, I'm kind of one of my goals here is to kind of teach everybody how things are going, you guys and any viewers. So basically, you just made a program roll, and you're trying to manipulate something as opposed to create something at the moment. So you did that, and you got an extra success.
So I can buy a success then.
So you can buy a bonus effect. So you have one effect. Yeah, your one success gives you the success, and then you have an extra, so you can spend 1 for 1 on bonus effects.
Okay, so can I make my bonus effect that I can make any character in this world say something without having to roll again?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. And one of the things you guys are going to notice, if you haven't checked out the book or anything, so anything that gets in the way of the kids, capital K, doing something is considered trouble. So that's why it refers to you don't have to overcome the exact same trouble in the future. This is technically trouble.
Thank you. That trouble. So yeah, I just make him say hello just to test the waters because I wanted to see if I could affect the world we're in. But
cool. Yeah, she does. What did you want her to say?
I just wanted her to say hello. So then we should accept the quest and go, or we should accept her along and go.
I'll follow your lead, Mike. I don't really know much about the game.
Okay.
Do you know Mr. Biggs, young child?
Will you take me to the village?
Yes. Please come along.
Oh, thank you so very much, adventurers. I've been waiting so long. I've been lost, and I think the Dark Elves are about to approach the village.
Are you a dark elf?
Follow me to the village. I'll guide you. So she kind of starts.
Follow her to the village.
Yeah, she starts skipping along. As a note, you guys will have your items also in pixelated format, so keep that in mind. Use as you need. Yeah, so she kind of skips in front of you now that she was kind of had this worried look on her face. Now you can see she's happy and skipping, and just a couple minutes of skipping later, suddenly you're at the gates. They open, and what do you call it? You see this guy standing in the center of the opening of the gate, and he's like, "Ah, daughter, you were found by 4 adventurers." And it's like, "I'm so happy to see you. I'm so happy. Welcome, adventurers. Come into our village, though we don't have much hospitality to offer you."
We are here to stop a siege and also to find Mr. Biggs. Do you know where Mr. Biggs is?
Another adventurer.
Please come into the village. We're under siege potentially very soon, but we don't have much to offer you. But whatever we have is yours.
I say we get in the village and split up to find Mr. Biggs.
I agree.
All right, awesome. So let's see. Normally, I don't feel like there's really a need to make an investigate roll. I'm gonna say, Andy, as you kind of spread out, Andy you catch eye of a pixelated character that doesn't look like the others. This looks like a guy who's wearing a kind of a bowling shirt, pixelized, and some baggy pants, some sneakers, and he's like easily like 6'1". You recognize him as Biggs. You've seen the owner of the place before.
Hey, Mr. Biggs, it's Andy.
He's like, holy crap! There's more in the game. Oh my god, that goddamn elf only gives one set of. Look at me. He's like, if you look at his health bar, it's like down to like a quarter. He's like, that damn elf just gives one round of healing potions. It's why would you let the characters go back? Huh, Jimmy? And by this time, you guys have all heard the ruckus, and you're able to, kind of come back from the other sides of the village, gather around. There's a bunch of thatched type huts and like, cooking fires. There's like a smithing forge over in one area, that kind of thing. Oh, good.
I just want to interject. It's time for me to take my evening meds.
Excellent. Cool. Let's take our 10-minute break then, and we'll see you in just a little bit.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for the reminder. I appreciate it.
See you soon.
Sure.
Yeah.
Once.
The game within a game continues. All right. Yeah, we're back from the break. So, Alice, as you're kind of doing your thing, the girl you saved, actually, it's not the same girl. It's a girl, it's the same, like, graphic skin, but with different colored hair and freckles. And she walks over to you and she says, someday, could I be a big, strong adventurer like you, ma'am?
Sure, kid. In fact, I'd recommend it.
Will I get a big sword like that?
If you want one.
Can I have two?
You might want an axe.
He's like, I will. And she kind of turns away and walks, away, and she kind of fades as she kind of gets to like one of those thatched houses, and as she would go through the doorway, you actually see her kind of pixelate out of existence. No reason to render that once it's in the house. All right, yeah. So everybody else is kind of gathered around Mr. Biggs, I think. He's like,
you should get him a health potion. Here, Mr. Biggs.
Yeah, he tries to take it and it won't transfer.
Oh God.
He's like, ah! He's like, I haven't had a drink in like 2.5 days, and he's just losing his crap right there. He's looking at you guys and like, this is who Jimmy sent to save me. This is the team. This is the A team that's gonna destroy these dark elves. Right? That's you guys?
Don't worry.
Where's everyone else?
Mr. Biggs. You're in good hands.
Mr. Biggs, I can do bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
I'm going to try and see if I can heal him with magic.
Jude.
He looks at Andy, and he's like, oh, this is it. And what were you saying, Jude?
I'm going to try and see if I can heal him with magic.
It looks like you don't have any healing powers.
Damn.
You kind of shift the staff towards him, and it sprays this red spray in his face, and you see his life bar go down a little bit more.
Oh,
and then your mana bar goes down.
Hey Jude, maybe you can at least transform some of Mikey's health into alcohol or something. That'll work with Biggs here.
Yeah.
Mike's like Mikey's all like, that alcohol bad.
Maybe I can enable Mr. Biggs to accept potions. Like,
ooh. Give it a try.
Person.Biggs accept potions equals true.
I think you should be writing this in BASIC.
Oh,
You're right.
oh
Line
my.
10.
Yeah, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Should I
All right.
do it?
Go for it. Make your PC
Go
roll.
for it, homie.
All right. I'm going to make a PC roll.
2 successes again. All right.
Woohoo.
All right. So you do the thing. So you enable him to accept potions from other players.
Yeah.
Did you want to use a bonus effect or no? Let's go back
Can't think
here.
of one.
You could
Oh,
show off.
I will say this: that the potion effect, not cures him, but like, also treats his alcohol symptoms, like the fact that he's,
It sobers them up.
yeah, well,
Well,
yeah,
what's your
but it also helps him with like the shakes and stuff.
yeah. Well, your
Sure.
success got him the ability to accept potions, so that's what your success did. So if your
Okay.
bonus, you can do one of those in the list there.
Oh, there's a list.
Yep.
Sorry.
The rich, yeah.
Bonuses: give a success to another kid. You don't need to roll to overcome the exact same trouble. You'll do it quickly. You get new or unexpected information. You show off. I'll go for get new or unexpected information.
Gotcha. So let's see here. Your new information as you kind of you're what you're trying to do is kind of manipulate the code involving potions. There's like a potion subscript here, and you see that there are a limited number of potions in the game, and you guys have already reached it. There are no more potions.
Oh God.
So yes, you can absolutely give up potions to Biggs, but you'll be gone. You'll be down a potion yourself.
Game is in the menopause of potions.
As
Are
he's
you sure? Are you sure, Mikey? You want to give him yours?
Yeah, absolutely.
I could
He
give him
needs
mine.
one. We both could. He's down to like 1/4 of his bar.
he's like less.
You keep yours. I'll hand him mine, and you're
Okay.
like our ace here. And
Okay.
I'll give him mine.
Okay, you're down to only your mana potion. Andy, as this kind of interaction is happening, there's it's like you guys have this like conversation going, but the programming wants to keep going on its own. So in the background, as this conversation is happening, a a young man pops up to you. He's like, again, in the game, he's around your age, actually, around 14, but you look like to him, you look like an adult, or at least the code believes you look like an adult. And he's like, someday I'm gonna learn how to shoot a bow, and I'll be able to hit the bullseye the first time every time. He's like, how did you become such a great warrior?
Well, son, let me tell you.
Sound like your dad.
I would love to say it's all natural ability, but it's practice. It's practice, man. I get up every morning and I practice, and so it doesn't hurt that I have a really good hand-eye coordination, but you still got to practice. It's the name of the game.
You see him kind of like his body kind of glitches because like your answer took longer than the code was expecting you to, because it so has to kind of put him back to the point where he progresses as normal, and he's like, I'll do that, and he kind of clasps you on the shoulder. I wish you the best during the siege, great warrior.
Thank you.
Speaking of which,
What are you guys doing now? Biggs, by the way, takes the
Yeah.
potion and sucks it down, and it puts him back up to about 2/3. His bar goes. It's like, thanks,
Good
kid.
enough, Biggs.
He's like, thanks,
Let's
kid.
flex
Tokens
ours.
forever.
is
Oh,
there a
wow.
shop here that we can get Biggs a weapon?
The code again. You be doing the programming thing, knowing the code. He should have had a weapon already. So he probably it's if you had to guess, it's laying around here somewhere, or it's concealed in his body right now, or something like that.
Okay.
You got a
Biggs, do you have
weapon,
a?
Biggs?
He's like, "Do I got a weapon?" He takes out this sword. It's like his gleaming sword, long sword type thing. Holds it in both hands. I got this, but I don't know what to do with it.
Well, maybe
Sweet.
there's practice dummies here.
He's like, I don't think Jimmy got quite that in depth into this whole thing. Is
Well,
that
then,
the?
Andy, you play baseball, right? Andy, you
who's
play baseball, right?
Oh, sorry, missed that. Yeah.
You want to show him how to swing that sword?
Oh
good
damn!
idea?
Well, yeah, just grab it by the hilt and
Yeah. So as you're going through batting practice with Biggs, and he is a bad student. He's an old man. Old man of. He's like by old I mean like mid-30s, but to you he's freaking and he might as well just get a casket at this point. Um, but yeah, he's a horrible student. Probably hasn't done sports since he had to in high school, if that. So he's a horrible student. While that interaction is happening, this an old man approaches Jude. He's like,
I just wanted to add to that
yeah.
as this is going on, it's starting to sink into Alice that this might be kind of serious what's going on, and so as Andy is teaching Mr. Biggs how to swing his sword, she sort of steps back a little bit and watches him and starts practicing herself with
Oh, nice.
her sword.
Yeah, I just want to kind of point out something that Dr. Collier just said. Feel free to kind of voice your kids like inner thoughts. That's part of the role playing. Is I mean, this isn't a role playing game of secrets. It's not like we don't need to do ninja notes here because the secrets aren't important to our adventures. So I mean, it's all about the role play. And if you guys want to, just pipe in with like, yeah, my character is thinking this, and I'm just getting a bad feeling, and he's starting to wonder if this is such a great idea, la la la, whatever. Feel free to. I'd love to hear you express your characters. Thank you, Doctor, for stepping in. I appreciate that. So, yeah. So the as Biggs and Alice are getting swinging lessons, but not that kind of swinging. This old man approaches Jude, and he kind of has like he has like the old robes looking dude, and he's like user of magic, may I approach you?
Yes. Oh, hey, how's it going?
Like he's like, how are you this fine day?
Oh, I'm doing okay. I'm a little disoriented. I've never been inside of like a
So have
gaming
you
world
ever had
like
to
that. Okay.
take part in a siege before?
Well, no, this is like actually my first time. I just kind of popped into this world like 5 minutes ago, and I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing. So I'm just kind of following along
When
with my
the
friend
elves
Mikey.
come, make sure to take your staff and thrust it into the air to get your most powerful spells off.
Oh, is there any like less powerful spells that I can do, or do I just do the most powerful one right off the bat? Because I feel like it's kind of like blowing it a little early. But I mean, if you think that's
He's like, I
the
can
best
teach
thing
you
to...
spells. Stay a while and
Oh,
listen.
oh, sure, yeah, I'd love to stay a while and listen. What have you got for me? I'd love to learn a couple new spells and see where this takes me. I've never really used a staff before or learned magic.
Again, it's like the programming has no way to interact with your longer sentences, and it's just totally popping in when it thinks like basically the code is like ask question. Wait, wait 5 seconds for response. Continue with next dialogue, and it's so obvious in this whole interaction. So he pulls out a scroll and hands it to you. Use this. This is lightning bolt. As you thrust your staff up in the sky, simply yell lightning bolt at the top of your lungs.
Oh, thanks. I'll try this later. Yeah, thank you. You're so kind. Hey, what's your name?
It was good to meet you, user of magic. I will retreat to the hut as the siege is nigh.
Oh, are you gonna do this with us, or we just
He's
gonna be
he's
like,
he's already walking away towards his hut. As he gets to the mouth of the hut, where you go in the door, he just fades away and pixelates out.
Oh, well, that was that, I guess. Hey, I got these lightning ball guys or lightning bolts.
Funny. Watch what you do. You just triggered the move.
I didn't.
No, you didn't. You didn't actually thrust your staff up. So no, you didn't actually do the move. It's like that'd be joystick up, A, B, back, and then towards the characters. And then boom, that would have triggered. But yeah.
Hey, Mikey. I've heard this talk about cheat codes.
Yeah,
Is it possible there are cheat codes in this game we could take advantage of?
it's possible. I have been trying to hack on them while we were here, but I'm not really getting anywhere yet. But I do see
Hmm.
on the tick loop that the siege is pretty close. Like the numbers are mounting up outside.
Do you think
Okay.
there's like a way for Jimmy to get in here and like start messing around with things, or does he only do that from the outside?
I wonder if I could just program an end game scenario.
Jimmy did say that what he does from the outside, he can't add to the game without rebooting it, which is the
Oh,
problem.
you're right.
Yeah. So
I
I
guess the
I
siege
can
is
keep
it.
working on it. But I also can just it seems like I can also make changes too. So um I can try to do something if you want something.
Can you add like a little bit of disco music?
Uh I don't know. It's really hard to do sound. It's
Yeah.
hard.
the MIDI.
Well,
The MIDI.
I mean, the change I'd like to see is that you just kill all these dark elves and get
That'd
it
be
over with.
something, yeah.
Okay.
Can you just make them all disappear?
I don't know. I could try.
Yeah. Suddenly,
Can I
out of nowhere, the sky darkens. It's now nighttime.
we're
The
there.
there's mist that's starting to flow through the village. There's the one gate you came through. There's another one on the other side, and it kind of pixelates away. It disappears like it never was. Uh, there's like there's like you can see like the like streaks, like it's like if it's like little lines drawn, they're animated coming towards the ground is like little bits of rain, that type of thing. And you see fire coming at you. It's like a line of people carrying torches, and there is one guy at the head, and you can see that he's on horseback, and the rest are walking.
I'm
And
gonna try and reduce their hit points to 0.
all right, give it a shot. This is actually going to be a let's say this is
Really impossible.
two successes.
2
No,
successes.
one success.
No.
Now you can do rerolls. You can either
Push it.
yeah, you
I
can
could push, or I
you
could
can
use luck.
you could use luck.
Yes,
tried.
let's use luck.
All right, so use that, roll d6s and roll 8 dice or 7 dice.
8?
I'm sorry. You can only roll what didn't succeed. The one has succeeded.
Oh, so and that one success doesn't count now, right?
No, it does.
Oh, it does. So now
Yeah,
I get to reroll
you're gonna reroll.
It's
unsuccessful
kind of
ones.
like Yahtzee.
Can I-
You keep what you like, and then you just roll the rest.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Uh,
What's the
I got
question,
0.
Alice?
Oh, how do I interpret these results?
Oh, it tells you
it
how many
says-
successes.
It says sharp PC 1211 2 plus
That's-
attribute skill 6 minus condition 0 equals 1 success.
Yeah, the only part that's important is the successes. So basically, what he was doing there is he's using his special item, which is his sharp PC, right? That's
Okay.
not some term in the game. That's the name of his little pocket PC.
Yeah, that's my pocket computer.
Right. So he gets,
Oh,
because
and
it's
that's
his.
that's the number of dice you get for it.
Yes.
Yes.
And then your attributes / skills for the programming role equals 6. You don't have any
Okay, I
conditions,
got
so
it.
he's not missing any extra die.
got
So
it.
there's that.
All right. Okay. Thank
Cool.
you.
Absolutely. So
Alice, I tried, but I can't make it happen.
now you could take take a condition and re-roll the 7 dice again, but that's one condition you won't have for the end game here. So that's up to you.
Oh, well, I don't know. Does it make sense? All of that. I'm trying to take the hit points away from all of the elves at this point, so I guess I could try one more time. It's worth a condition.
Okay.
So
What condition are you gonna tag?
well, is it in order? Angry, scared, exhausted, injured, broken?
No, whatever works for you.
Oh, okay.
But broken has to be last.
Yeah, broken is if like you all of them are checked, you check broken and then you fail at all rolls.
Okay. I would say it's probably that Mikey's a little overwhelmed now and getting scared.
Okay.
So we'll
Scared.
choose scared.
Okay.
Then I get to roll 7 more dice again.
Yep. So roll your 7.
Right. 7 dice. I don't know if I can do this. I hope this works. No!
So close.
Are you kidding me?
All right. So as you guys are all, I'm assuming like all huddled around him as he's like
Alice, we're gonna die, Alice.
So the elf on
Mikey, what can you tell me about this? We got the one big guy on the horse.
Yeah.
And we got all of these minions behind them. Do we have to fight everybody, or do we just have to deal with the guy on the horse?
I think the end game scenario is we have to defeat the siege, and then possibly
Well,
something
I'm
else. I
asking
don't
you
know.
how we defeat the siege.
We'll go out there and attack that guy.
If we take out the leader, does that end the siege?
I don't know.
Well, let me try this. He did say to do this whenever they showed up. So I'm gonna do my like raise my staff up and call forth lightning.
You say lightning bolt.
Okay.
You have to say lightning bolt
say
with it.
Lightning bolt.
Like with feeling.
Lightning bolt.
Yeah. Like it zips off and goes past the.
It's 8-bit feeling.
Yeah, it goes right past the guy on horseback, and it's like you see it hit a wall. So like basically, if this the video game code is saying, oh, you aren't allowed to attack these people yet. We haven't done the opening monologue or whatever. So which comes. So basically, yeah, the guy on the horseback comes straight up to the gates, and he had
mana recharges.
Yeah, exactly. It's recharging. So yeah, he's holding a big axe in his hand, and he looks terrifying. He's like, I am the.
Why you set up this game just for this, so you can have fun with this stuff.
Well, this I just so happened to work out with this
really
one.
Working.
So he's like, I am the great, powerful, and fearsome. Insert placeholder name here. And I will destroy this village. I will destroy everyone in it, and I will destroy you. Unless you get out of my way. You can escape. You can run. You can run like women. Women back to your homes. And forget about any kind of adventure. I'll let you go. I know mercy. And there's a question mark over his head now.
Can we run, Mike?
Andy, shoot him.
I think we have to say yes, or we're just gonna stay. I think that we've got to give him an answer.
No.
He's like, there are no survivors here. Kill the cowards first. And with that, he raises up his big axe and. Rah! All right, and here's where we get to another mechanic of the game. So this is called extended trouble. So ideally, not necessarily, but ideally every adventure comes to this climactic scene where we're rolling just one, one roll doesn't really seem very interesting, right? So basically what happens here is I'm going to have each of you tell me how you're going to contribute to this, and you're going to make rolls. Now, to fully succeed, we have to have a total of 8 successes amongst the 4 of you. All right. However, and if worse comes to worse, we can start checking off conditions to advance that. But that's a mechanic involved that we aren't to yet. So I'll go 1 to 1, and I'll first ask you what you're doing to contribute to this thing, this battle, and then I'll have you roll, and I'll go down the line. So, actually, let's start with Andy. Andy was told, shoot him, Andy.
So I'm gonna shoot the boss guy.
Are you like, you're taking your bow out, and your arrow out of this quiver, you're pulling it back, and it's like it starts to glow, the arrow itself, and it feels pretty good, actually. I mean, you're an athlete. This is just another like projectile to you. Throwing a ball. It's rolling a ball, throwing a ball. Shooting this is all about the dexterity. It's all about making sure your arm follows through and doesn't as it lets go, it doesn't impede it. It's all about the setup. It's once it leaves your fingers, your job is done, but your job is to get it to that perfect place. Mm-hmm. So so you do that, and it's like you're the first to go, and I can only imagine like Jude sitting back there like, oh my god, will you please kill the big guy, and ready with another lightning bolt.
Just so worried.
Before he fires, the way I'm going to contribute is I'm going to make, like in the old classic games of where like the weak point of the boss blinks or something, or
right?
Gets highlighted.
Oh, sure.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to make the weak points highlight or blink or whatever.
Okay. All right, let's do that then. So yeah, another programming roll with your PC. Let's bring it over. 1 success.
Oh, no. All right.
Did you want to do anything to make that more successes? Yeah. I think you have more luck, don't you?
I have luck. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I'll roll some more d6s, although I don't trust this macro at all anymore. Finally, I got one.
All right, okay. You got 2. All right, good job.
Now it's trusty now.
It's trusty now.
That's trusty, yeah. 1
awesome.
out of 3 times.
Awesome. Cool. So yeah, so Andy, so what's highlighted, Andy?
Sorry.
So Andy, what do you see as highlighted on the guy now? You're the guy who's actually going to shoot the target theoretically. What suddenly is highlighted on him like as the vulnerable zone?
It's going to be his left shoulder.
Ooh, nice. So I'm assuming that's what you're aiming for with the bow then?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So let's roll fight. Or force, rather. Excuse me.
Force, okay.
Sorry about that. Oops.
Oh,
2 successes.
Ooh.
Damn.
All right. You can actually, if you want, you have a luck, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to use your luck, you can roll 6 die and see if you can get another or more successes.
Why not? So I do the roll d6 and then choose 6, right?
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. 5, 8. Yeah.
Or
6.
no, 6. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not re-rolling your successes.
6 successes.
So I roll right.
Yeah, 66.
Oh. Boo.
That's all right.
Macro.
Wasted a luck.
That's all right.
That's a little dicey, that macro.
A little dicey. Get it?
Yeah.
You get it? All right. So far we have what, 4?
Yep,
we're halfway
so
there. Oh, living on a prayer. I don't know if that's easy or not, but there we are. I sing every now and then if you haven't noticed that. All right.
I haven't noticed.
What were you saying, Mikey?
It's up to you guys.
Hey, Jude, don't make it bad.
Oh, damn, he went there.
It's not gonna end. It's not gonna end.
All right. All right. Okay, Jude, go ahead.
Dude is probably gonna look at like he's just gonna provide like cover, like ranged cover, for Alice. So whenever like
Oh, like
she takes a misstep, yeah,
oh,
I'll
she's
shoot.
gonna like. Okay, that's cool. All right, so yeah, okay, I get that. All right, so Alice, why don't you go? What are you doing? What's your contribution here?
You're gonna make ranged cover?
So like when someone approaches you, he's gonna try to lightning bolt them, so you can get to
I've got your
whatever is your
back,
target, basically.
and then I'll cover the
Okay.
wall too.
Okay, so I've got a sword, so I basically have to charge in,
Sure.
right?
Yep.
Okay. Uh Mikey, is there anything, I mean, this whole world just exists
You don't have
on the
time.
surface of
You're
numbers.
you're in the
We don't have
midst of it.
time.
Yeah, there's no
We don't have time
conversation.
to consult. Okay, no conversation.
You're
All right.
acting.
All right. Well, I'm gonna, you know, brandish my sword, charge up to the big guy, and there's gonna be something glowing on the big guy, right?
Yeah, his left
Uh,
shoulder.
His left shoulder.
it's the left shoulder. It's the
Mhm.
same for everybody.
Yep.
Oh man,
This is
Andy,
not
how
that
did you
advanced a
pick
game
that?
here.
Okay. I'm going to since move is one of my strengths, I'm going to leap up in the air and stab my sword into his left shoulder.
Okay, so it's you may be jumping, but you're actually using your force to do it. So it'd be a force roll as opposed to a move roll
Really?
because you're using your sword.
Okay.
What if you tackle him instead?
Yeah, but I could see. Oh, it's actually still force. That's force is all about the physical interaction.
All right. Well, I have 0 in force, so what does that mean?
That means basically you'll just click on force and it'll roll your body.
Or
Okay.
you should choose another skill.
Or there's other ways you can support this, I suppose.
All right.
So let's
Good,
yeah. So this is our first one. So let's take a look at what your options are. So
All
move
right.
is
Let's see.
good.
could rally the troops with the heart or something.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, could you charm? Do you have charm?
Oh yeah, you
Well,
can.
there's-
Yeah, you can use it to like intimidate the placeholder name here.
Yep. Or
Uh,
charm his followers against him.
what if I could use empathize, which I think also includes empathizing with animals. Maybe I could, oh, I don't know, convince his horse to turn around.
Let's see.
Or to throw him.
Let's see. So it's
Ooh, I like the throwing him.
it's more of a question thing. This is like what you would like to kind of get into someone's mind. Like you when with empathize you get to ask questions. What is their weak spot? How can I make her do something? What does she
I
feel?
see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now this is our
Uh,
first episode. So I mean, I suppose my question to you is why move and not force? Were you expecting to be a fighter and you thought that move would be the one that you would do it with?
well, I got a sword.
Well,
Uh,
I'm more asking you from a character player point of view. Like, so you're right now you have no force, and that's cool.
okay.
Were you misinterpreting what force was going to do for you, and that's why you like didn't put any points into it? I kind of want to make sure the character is what you think you made. So if you think you're a fighter, we need to move some points around and get that into force. Basically, my impression here is that you don't like this is not like in Blaze in the Dark. We could actually that would actually be a totally valid move, is to use move as like an attack. But this
Okay.
is very much different than that in the sense that what you're doing is what you're doing specifically tells me what skill you're using. So my question to you
Well,
is,
okay, first off, the way I
yeah,
set this up, as I understood it, is move, charm, and empathize are the only things that I can put more than 1 point in,
that's correct,
right?
right?
Okay. So basically I use those three as the basis of what I was setting up.
Okay,
And the only one that what did I do? I forget how many points. I mean, I could move, investigate, or tinker into force and get a 1 in there, but that's all I'm ever going to be able to get in force.
well, you'll eventually be able to bring it up with the experience points and stuff.
Okay.
So I suppose my question to you is, so is this like, okay, so my question is basically, did you expect that this character would be a fighter? Yes or no?
Let me. I want to look at the definition of fighter in order to answer that.
That it's not that kind of question. Did you in your conception of this character, did you expect that Alice would be getting in fights and doing physical things and doing
No.
no? Okay, all right. So that makes okay. So not having any points in force is on par for what you were looking for the character. So yeah. So basically, we're
What's your
left with
item?
yeah. Your item is the silver shades.
Is there a
So
way we could work your item into this?
yeah, I mean,
I'm kind of.
you can do like the threatening posture type of thing. That well, if you absolutely want to work it in there.
Let me see.
With
What if
charm, you
I
can persuade
use
others
the
to believe you.
silver shades and charm, and I can brand? I've got the sword. I mean, I can brandish the sword, even though it won't add anything to it, and say, and basically say, oh, what's a good phrase? Uh, back off, dirtbag.
Cool. All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that works. So again,
Okay.
if you were actually going to swing at someone with the sword, you would have to roll force. But
Got it. Okay.
what I'd like you to do is go into your character sheet and
Yep.
then go to your iconic item. You see your silver shades. Hit the
Yep.
drop down and go to charm, and then hit the roll button.
Charm. Okay. What did I get?
All right.
No.
Yeah, one success. Do you want
I did get
to?
a success.
Yeah. Did you want to spend your luck to roll the 6 more dice?
Sure, might as well.
All right, spend it. Roll your 6. All right, 2 successes. Excellent. It's all on Jude. No
Okay.
pressure.
Yeah. Okay. So
All right. So yeah, you see Alice in the front. Back off, dirtbag. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Wow, probably almost cutting her own face off. Ah!
swinging it around like a mad woman.
Yeah, exactly. But it's so huge that yes. Yeah. So and you said you're kind of like going to do lightning bolt to like anyone who gets near gets vaporized. Basically, is your
Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm on top of the wall, on top of the ramparts, sneaking around. Every time I see like somebody get like too close to like getting over the wall, lightning bolts them. Anybody gets too close to Andy or Mikey, I'll pop a lightning bolt, just providing cover and support.
Gotcha. So now we get to the interesting part because I never planned. As I told you guys, these adventures are basically 1/3 planned by me, and the other 2/3 are totally improvised. So I don't know what the hell lightning bolt would be a good role for that.
I'm having trouble too. That's why I
Let's see.
said sneak in there, just hoping to prod you towards that little. God, I
How
got a
about
+2 in.
calculate or What are your strengths?
Nothing, just investigation. Really. I investigate, empathize,
All right.
and
Well, let's
sneak.
do this. So let's see. Oh, sorry. Let's do, just for kicks, let's make it a force roll. This is like you're putting it out there, all on the line. So click on force.
Oh,
All right.
oh God.
All right. Do you have any luck?
Luck? Yeah, I do.
Reroll.
Do it again.
One
Oh,
success.
it's one.
All
I
right.
need one more, right?
If you want to give yourself a condition.
Okay.
So what do you mark a condition, and then you can roll 2 more dice.
Yeah.
Oop, and I probably should switch to that view.
Sheesh. Okay, I'm marking exhausted. I imagine running around and providing cover for everybody on the wall and on the floor is very tiring, and I don't get outside a lot.
I was gonna say,
You got that asthma,
you know.
Yeah, yeah. I was a very sickly child. That's why I was homeschooled.
All right.
Growing up and just trying to get over that.
All right.
Oh,
All right, all is not lost. So so in this situation, what happens is we can characters can mark other conditions for extra successes. The cost of this is that because you didn't make the successes, it will not be a complete victory. There will be something not quite done. So who wants to mark one more condition to get that extra success?
So
How
I
do
don't.
we mark these conditions?
What's that?
Oh, condition. Oh, I see. Angry, scared is a.
Yeah.
Well, if I mark a condition, how many dice do I get?
No dice. It's just basically this. If you agree to mark a condition, I give you 1 extra success to this total, and we get that full 8.
Oh, I see. Okay. I'm gonna. I can mark angry because I'm really just pissed off that we're in this situation.
That's fair. All right. So given that, so the situation that happens is so the placeholder name kind of gets off his horse and starts rushing at you. There's like what do you call it? You see suddenly you see the
Do I check off that box? Is that
what's that? You check off that box
do I
for now.
check off that box? Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
All right. So placeholder name gets off the horse and starts running at you, and just as it happens, you see the blip of color appear on his shoulder as Mikey does his programming. And what do you call it? Andy lets loose the arrows. Arrow, another arrow, another arrow, another arrow. He's freaking Legolas, man. You have Alice, who's just basically holding the line through sheer force of will and intimidation. She does that little Indiana Jones thing where, like, she like flips the hilt and it kind of spins along on her hand till she's holding it the other direction, and then you. What's that?
Which she learned to do with her guitar.
Which she learned to do with the guitar, exactly. And then you have Jude up on the ramparts shooting down lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt, vaporizing elves. But yeah, so basically this is where you see placeholder names health bar go just a shade above 0, and he falls to his knees and he's like, ah. The adventurers have won? This is how I end? No! And then he starts to basically pixelate away until he's absolutely just not even there anymore. And
yeah, we did.
Yeah. So in the back, you kind of turn around. You guys are kind of celebrating, like, yeah, you're jumping up and down. You turn around, and Mr. Biggs has an arrow in his leg. And
Mr. Biggs.
his health bar is about an eighth right now.
How we found him.
Yeah, so he's like he's lying on the ground, and all you can see is just disappointment in his eyes that you guys couldn't fucking do better. You know, Jimmy sent the best video game players he could find in this world, and he still got an arrow in the leg. Damn it!
I'm thinking to myself, boy, it reminds me of my mom.
Oh man, there's some therapy for the future.
Dude's probably leaning over the edge of the rampart, just trying to catch like just some kind of a break. It was just so stressful.
Yeah. So as that one cutscene ends, another begins, and this light shines down on one of the huts, and the old guy comes out of the hut. The guy who was talking to Jude, and this is a complete Lord of the Rings Gandalf ripoff. He's now in white robes, and he's walking towards you. Adventurers, you have succeeded. You have saved Avalon. Everyone here owes you their lives, and we will sing songs of your story forever and ever and then everything pixelates in front of your eyes to nothing, and suddenly you guys are standing on the other side of the real world portal, like as if you'd walked through it, just taking a step through it. And Mr. Biggs is behind you, and he's actually bleeding. It's like somebody needs to apply some freaking first aid, and Jimmy's like immediately on it. He like takes off his own shirt and like wraps it around his leg. He's like, oh god, I'm calling the ambulance. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. I was watching you, and you're wonderful. You guys get pop rocks and tokens forever. No cokes.
No cokes.
So
awesome.
So as you guys are kind of getting recombobulated, if you will, with your real life surroundings, you guys smell this kind of like carbony what's that gas that happens? Ozone. You smell like ozone, and you notice that the ring itself is kind of crackling and it's smoking, and odds are that the loop tech just failed. And Jimmy kind of looks at it. You can see the look in his eyes, especially Mikey. Mikey knows probably better than anyone. Like this, he labored over this creation for hours. He's like, yeah, apparently it couldn't take too much more than one game completion. And Biggs is like, ambulance. And Jimmy's like, guys, get the heck out of here. I don't want you guys to be here when the ambulance gets here. Too much to explain already.
All right, let's go.
Just
all right.
Yeah, so you guys go up the stairs. It seems like about if anyone has a watch or sees a clock on the wall, about the same amount of time has passed in real life as you felt passed in the game. And so you guys walk upstairs, and yeah, you're all unhurt. Your health bars apparently weren't touched during the battle. Good job. Jude is feeling a bit tired though. That mana bar took a hit. Tired. He like zeroed that sucker out. What do you do?
Guys, can we go back to the hideout? I need just like 20 minutes. Let me nap for like 20 minutes, and then I'll be okay.
Yeah, let's go back to the hideout. I'm kind of freaked out.
Yeah.
That was intense. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so it doesn't take too long for you guys to amble on down to the hideout. You kind of cruise into the towards the river, into that drainage tunnel that you guys walk up. Guys, it's the kind of cool thing is as you guys walk in, it gets cooler immediately because like you're basically underground a decent ways suddenly. So it's like the spring is nice warm spring day, and suddenly you can almost see your breath. And it's dark, lit only by the lights that are coming in. And you guys find that one door, that rickety door that you guys found. It opens, and you creak it open and step inside, climb a little ladder, and suddenly you're in that abandoned brewery. You're like on the production floor where like all the bottles would have gone around, like the Laverne and Shirley style. and it's your
Immediate-
place.
Immediately go over to the table where I keep my extra coin cell batteries for my pocket PC, and I
Change them out.
Change them out.
Nice.
Dude goes straight to the sofa that we got down there somehow, and just kicks back.
Cool.
When going through the door, Alice pauses for just a moment and looks at the door frame, and just for a moment, she feels uncomfortable about going through them. Shakes her head
Funny.
and goes through it.
That's awesome. Well, what's Andy doing?
Well, sometimes there's bats here, so he made this stick for whacking the bats.
Bat whacker.
So he's gonna just kind of wander around because sometimes people get freaked out, and he's always the one that has to like make sure there's no bats around here.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, we kind of, as we kind of talked during session 0, the general feeling is like Alice is kind of the leader, but Andy, I think, is kind of the one who watches out for everybody physically. He's the strongest amongst you, so like again, it's kind of interesting that the character immediately gravitates towards, oh, there's bats in here, and I got a stick to protect my friends from it. And that's my job. That's what I do. Even in the hideout, everybody has to be taken care of. So that's kind of an interesting aspect of your character. I think that's coming out handy. Very cool. All right. So yeah, let's have a final buddy talk, and then we'll go to the aftermath.
So what was that? What was that? What was that?
That was crazy.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that before.
Dude, we were in a video game.
I'm not. That was so intense, so ridiculous.
I know.
Do you think we could do it again sometime?
Dude, we were just lighting it up.
I think we were lucky to get out of there alive. See how fast that thing disintegrated after we got out?
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. It would be kind of cool though. And she sort of holds her silver glasses and says, it'd be kind of cool if you could just put on something like this though, and at least have it look like you're in a place like that.
That'll never happen. That'll never happen in a million years.
I don't know. It sounds pretty cool.
That's just silly talk.
Well, it's just so I don't know.
That's pretty out
I
of
don't
this
know.
world.
It's not as silly as what we just did.
So how's everybody feeling? How was that for you guys?
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I was a little worried. I'm very tired, exhausted even. I feel like that's the most exercise I've done in like 13 years, maybe. That's about as old as I am, right? 13 years.
Sure.
I don't like the program under pressure. That was terrible. I never ever want to have to do that again.
But man, you really helped us out, Mikey. We couldn't have done it without you.
Did?
Yeah. Ace in the hole, remember?
Thanks.
Ooh, see, the foreshadowing paid off. Nice.
And Alice says, Mikey, yeah, you really did help us out, but I just gotta, suggest that maybe you try and, not be quite so impulsive sometimes.
It is a very worrying trait, yes.
The rocker's instructing other people in control and discipline.
Come on, no glory.
Oh, you mean because I leapt in there first?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just the way I am. I have to be first. That's like
I understand, but
there are no second place winners.
Think about it sometime.
Well, I think if we all enjoy, we're all winners in the end.
Ah, at least with that game. Except Mr.
Yeah.
Biggs. Boy, I hope he's okay.
Yeah, that was how was he hurt? How did he get hurt like that? That was pretty interesting. Am I still me? Is this my body still, or am I like in a composite body?
What do you mean?
I don't know. I'm very confused. I don't know how technology works.
I'm sure you're still you.
Am
Am I? Am I really?
I? He just
Cool.
looks at his hands.
All right. Awesome.
I still have to get the library books back.
That's like it's like we just escaped a potential deadly situation, and like, I don't want a black mark on my record at the library.
I've never had a fine.
that
You're supposed to take those back?
that record follows you for the rest of your life.
I see here, Mr. Wong, that back in when you were 13, you went a whole week without returning your books on time. I'm sorry, but you're not eligible for this career.
Oh my god. All right. Okay. So we'll end the adventure there. And now is the part of change. So let's see here. So basically, here's where you can change your major things, like your problems, your pride, your iconic item, your relationships. Relationships, I don't see any real reason to switch those. So yeah, like the things like your problems, your pride, your iconic item. So like basically, what after the end of every adventure, the game gives you the ability to like say, oh, this problem turned out not to be as interesting as I thought it would be or fun, so now I'm just going to change it to this problem or this pride or etc etc.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's something taking advantage. Now also I did leave out one mechanic we didn't get to. It was that you can check your pride for an automatic one success should it come to it, as a note. Let's see here, and that's per game session. So yeah, so if you guys are just not feeling those things, your problem, pride, etc., this is the time to change them. Or you change it before next session. It's not a big deal. The only time I care to like discuss them at this point is if there's like a real good reason for it, like if Andy ever kicks the bottle, I want to definitely bring that up in the end session. Here's why I'm switching from the bottle to looking at girls type of thing. That's my problem. I can't keep my eyes off the girls. Then I definitely want to I want to hear about your character. It's like, oh well, what about this last adventure made you want to switch from one to the other, or that kind of thing. So otherwise, I really am not as concerned. I'm going to definitely check out your sheets before next session, and we'll use them. But at this time, I don't see much of a use in going over them unless they're important to you or they're significant. You know what I'm saying? Like you gave up on your one pride because it's just not working out for you. You figured out that this is your strength. That kind of. I want to hear about those. But the incidental changes I'm not as concerned about. So do those at your leisure, and let's we feel free to discuss them in Discord and whatnot, and that kind of thing. So just because you guys have had your conversation here and your kind of group talk, that automatically heals all your conditions.
Okay.
And yep, and between stories, between sessions, all of your conditions get healed also. So those are gone now. So either of those two events do that for you. Also, if you spend some time with your anchor, that would you would lose all your conditions. And using lead, another PC can heal you of those conditions potentially. So there's that. So let's see here. So let's go to experience points. Best part of the gaming session, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we have you have potential 5 every session. And to increase the skill by 1 costs 5. So you can increase skills with experience points. You cannot increase attributes. Those are only changed by your age.
Yeah.
So let's go person to person. Let's see here. Okay. So let's go person to person. Let's start with Jude. I'll ask you the questions and you answer, and for each one you say yes to, you get 1 experience point.
Okay.
All right. All right, Jude. Did you participate in the session?
No.
Okay, that's a lie. You have. I feel like I'm in Jerry Springer. That was a lie.
Okay. All
You're
right.
not the father. What? Wait, no, this is a different session. No.
It's-
So yes, you
I'm
did.
not-
You did participate in the session. So you get 1 experience point. Have you been in trouble because of your problems or your relationships?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Did you use or struggle with your pride?
No, sorry, Bob.
All right. Did you put yourself at risk for the other kids? Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. Have you learned something new? If so, what is that?
Hmm. I think I've learned a lot of new things. I learned about the big chew, but I don't know if I've learned anything pertaining to like a mystery or
Or just like life, that kind of thing.
overarching or life. Maybe just don't jump into interdimensional portals into video game worlds.
Yeah, look before you leap is the
Like before you
moral you're
leave,
looking
yeah.
for. Cool. All right. So how many is that? So that's 1, 2, 3. So you got 3 experience points. So
Works for me.
mark those down. There's I think there's a thing on your sheet where you can just check those off.
It's underneath your skills.
Cool. All right. All right, Andy. Let's see. So Andy, did you participate in the session?
Yes.
Yes. Have you been in trouble because of your problem or your relationships?
No.
Okay. Did you use or struggle with your pride?
No.
Okay, no problem. Did you put yourself at risk for the other kids?
Yes.
Absolutely. And have you learned anything new? If so, what is that?
Well, yes. I mean, I learned what it's like to be in a video game, which was really cool.
New experiences. That's important. All right, that counts.
Yeah. I'm not like sort of I don't want to say I'm fearless, but I'm more like, hey, let's just do it. I
That's
throw
awesome.
caution to the wind and just, do it. So yeah, I love that.
Cool. All right, so that's 3 XP for you.
Okay.
Nice. Mark those bad boys down. All right, Mikey. Did you participate in this session?
Yes.
Excellent. Have you been in trouble because of your problem or your relationships? Yes. I think this was one, Mark, Jimmy Vargas was one of your relationships.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Okay. Did you use or struggle with your pride?
No.
Okay. Did you put yourself at risk for the other kids? Yes.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Have you learned something new?
Yes. Alice has a superhuman digestive system.
Oh, because of
He does not
the pop
explode.
rocks and the funny. All right, so that's 4 XP.
All right.
Let's see. Alice Wonder Sprang. Did you participate in this session?
Yes.
Excellent. Let's see. Have you been in trouble because of your problems or your relationships?
No.
Okay. Did you use or struggle with your pride?
I definitely used my pride in facing off against
Oh,
insert name
don't take
here.
crap from anybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you lift up to your pride. Okay, so that's one. Let's see. Did you put yourself at risk for the other kids? Yes.
Oh, yes.
And have you learned something new? If so, what is it?
Yes. Yes. As Mikey pointed out, I learned that if I mix rock poppers with
Rock
cream
poppers.
soda and drink it, my stomach doesn't explode.
This is important to know. In years to come, when the
Yeah.
urban legends grow, you'll be the one that says no.
Yeah.
No, child. It doesn't happen. Doesn't explode. Awesome. All right.
No child. Now that sounds like the beginning lyric of a song.
That could be. Write that down. Write that down. Hey, out of curiosity, Alice, we've never really established. Do you play an instrument or no? Or are you just a rock lifestyle type of rocker?
I think Alice definitely wants to be a lead guitarist. I don't think she's very good at it yet, but she does have a guitar.
Gotcha.
I mean, an electric guitar. I don't think she actually has an amplifier yet.
Right, she just has the beginnings of it, saving up that cash.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. Awesome. So cool. All right, that's the session. You guys did well. Again, so again, we're kind of this is the weirdest adventure I think that I had in store. This is the most bizarre I think. So you guys went straight for it. Good job.
So it's all downhill from here.
No, it's just different kinds of strange is all. Yeah, you're
Yes,
fine.
yeah.
But yeah, so I hope you guys had fun. Again, I'm not sure if this is what you're expecting when you kind of jumped into Tales from the Loop, but there you are. Loop Tech does strange things. We want to experience those strange things.
I hated it. It was awful.
Okay,
Yeah,
I understand.
No,
I'm just gonna cry my little self to sleep tonight. You know, drink a bottle of vodka, whatever it
No,
takes.
no, it was
That's what I was hoping for.
good. I mean, I didn't know where we would go with our first adventure, and I thought that I thought we slipped into it, really well, and it was a lot of fun.
Cool. I'm glad you had a
Mhm.
good time. There's more to come. Um, So yeah, you guys are just totally rad, and I want to let you guys know that like you're cool in my book, and like you can play my games anytime. But there's like 9 more sessions to go, so we'll kind of go see where that's gonna go. I don't know where. We'll figure it out. But yeah. So you guys are awesome. That's yeah. So this was our first actual play session, so my kind of like my GMing technique is to try to give everybody equal spotlight, and that's hard. uh Again, first session is kind of hard because I don't know your play styles, all of you, and then your person's play style changes with the group, so my goal is to basically give everybody spotlight time equally. If you feel you didn't get spotlight time, please let's talk about that in Discord, because I want to kind of get a better feel for what's going on, and I want to spotlight you. If you aren't participating, my technique is to basically find a reason for you to participate or pull you in off to the side or that kind of thing. But my goal is to uh, basically if any of you leave any of my sessions feeling like you didn't participate, you didn't contribute, or the session would have been the same with or without you, I have failed. So my goal is to again give you guys spotlight, let you guys express your characters, and we all want to learn about your characters, and kind of have a good time and experience the adventure. So feedback, I love it. Give it to me. Don't be shy. But this is the first session, so give me a little slack because I'm kind of adapting. I'm kind of getting a feel for how you guys play as individuals and together, and I'll get a better handle on it as we go. But I'm desperately trying to force you to participate. Nobody gets to hide off the spotlight for the whole game. You will be made to participate. So there's that. Do you guys have anything you wanted to bring up?
I think you need a game master experience checkbox.
Checkbox. Did everyone participate? Check. Did anyone cry at the table? Check. Another experience point. Did anyone curse their dice? Yes. Yeah. We'll have to drop the GM's experience guide. But I'm hoping to level up. So yeah. So did you guys have anything? What did you guys think of the session? The feel of again, you're playing kids. When I played, well, I didn't play a GM. When I GM'd Masks, which is a game about teenage superheroes a while ago, I'm like, before I really read it, I'm like, I freaking hated being a teenager. Those are the worst years of my life. Why would I want to live them out in a game setting, when I'm supposed to be having adventures and stuff? So, but then I got to it, and GMing it was fun. It was cool to kind of bring adventure to these teenagers and stuff. So, how are you guys feeling about playing kids? How is that working out for you? What are you feeling?
I
Anybody?
thought it worked out. I felt I was concerned, in a way, sort of the way you express it, because when I started thinking about this and thinking about like my high school experience, was nothing like, I mean, it was truly the most horrible period of my life. And I don't mean that in a frivolous sense. And I was concerned for a while thinking about doing this, and I trusted you, but I also, your whole notion of lines and veils and all of that really, just that the discussion we had today just reaffirmed to me that yes, this is going to be, the fun version of being
of a kid. Yeah, that's cool. Good point. A good point. This does.
Yeah.
This is not the sucky part. This is the adventure with
Yeah.
your buddies part. That brotherhood, sisterhood that you may or may not have felt there. This is, you finally get that. So yeah. How, anybody else? What are your thoughts on playing a kid?
I loved it. Yeah. I mean,
It's
I
like,
I really enjoyed my high school time. So it's any chance I can make use of basically what's in real life is kind of like totally useless. I mean, it's formative, but it's only really important to me.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Nobody else cares. So the 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 chance to like go back and think about what it was like to be in the 80s, which is the prime time that I grew up in, I really enjoy it a lot. So
Cool. Cool.
Yeah, I would echo that too, and so that's why I'm constantly as we're playing, thinking of that time period and like bringing up these references and stuff, just because I think it's fun and it's fun to sort
Oh,
of be
absolutely.
nostalgic. And so and the cool thing is too, I'm playing a jock, which was totally not me. I have a brother who was a star athlete, so I'm kind of patterning a little bit of the character based on what I saw with him. But
Oh, that's so cool.
so yeah, so that's what role playing is about, right? You get to play something you didn't, or maybe you did, but at any rate, yeah. So the fact that it's taking place in the 80s, and the fact that we can maybe educate Robert a little bit on life in the 80s is kind of fun,
Yeah, absolutely. Awesome. Awesome. Thanks. How about you, Robert? How you feel about playing a kid?
it's well, I mean, I'm only like 4 years removed from high school, and it's a little different because I was never like the kind of the kid on the outside. I was always in the middle, like talking to everybody, having a great time. So
No.
like it's
Come on now. I don't get that vibe from you at all.
Yeah, it's a little different playing like somebody who's just like
Yeah.
unfamiliar with everything. But I mean, it's like being a kid it's it feels just a lot simpler than just
Right, right.
being a grown adult. Yeah,
Yeah, there's no bills to pay. You just get out of bed, you eat your cereal, you try to do good in school, you have fun with
yeah,
your friends,
yeah,
and that's really the hardest part is, surviving high school or school or whatever,
yeah,
socially
yeah.
or academically or whatever. But yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. That's cool. It's cool. We have like I try not to tease Robert about being the youngest, but it's kind of cool to see his perspective on it and how it's definitely different from the older guys here. Who this is all about, going. We have to dig back at our memories and kind of, oh yeah, I remember. I have had Big League Chew, a
Yeah.
good portion of it, mind you. So yeah, it's kind of fun, the nostalgia, whereas for Robert it's very much you know I don't want to say discovery, that sounds too solemn, but it's like this kind of interesting
It's like
trivia.
just taking a trip back through a time I never really ever
Yeah,
experienced.
yeah. And you know what, I have faith that one day you're going to be on Jeopardy and they're going to say, and the answer is a gum that was shredded up to look like chewing tobacco and came in a pouch. You'll be like, "What is Big League Chew for the win?" That's gonna happen. I have absolutely no doubt of that. So you are welcome in advance. And if you can remember Little People, if you don't have any real money, that'd be great, Robert. Thank you.
No, my plan is to blow up and then act like I don't know anybody.
Well, that's one way to go. Unfortunately. Cool. So yeah, all right, cool. I'm glad to hear it. Like I said, the adventures get this was the strangest of them all, I think, but the others are no less adventurous. I think you guys are gonna have a fun time. Um, but like I said, thank you, Aaron, for kind of immediately picking up on the we got to get an adventure started. How do I do that? Oh, I have a relationship. I'm really concerned. Let's do this. And everybody's like,
hopefully I wasn't too obvious. I was really just trying to play it. So
no. I mean, that's exactly the way it should go. It's like, you know something, and you have concerns, and it's interesting to you as a kid, and that's how how real kid adventures happen. Like, my friend is in trouble. I need to help him, or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's really important too for kids, is that there's so much that goes on. I won't say it's like gossip, but all of the weird experiences, they're all, we're all trying to learn from each other, so we're bound to share a lot of information. We're bound to have a lot of energy, be talkative, and like there could be a trillion things we end up talking about in a day hanging out together. So yeah, and I think too, like relationship wise, for the sake of the gameplay, maybe we could do like everybody gets to do one before somebody does two type of
Oh,
thing.
sure.
So
Makes sense.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, so look at your relationships and think about what really works for you. And if you want, we can like start actually schedule one or something like that. Like, I'm really looking forward to this. Is okay if we follow this relationship next time in Discord, and we could do it that way, or we could just do it organically, like happened here, or whatever works for you.
Or like organic cliffhang for the next one. So like part of our end talk is like somebody's gonna talk about the next thing.
Oh, awesome! That's a great idea. Well, all I have to say is if we do it that way, that person better damn well be there for the next session, or hell will be paid. So that's awesome. Yeah,
well, we have an option to not come to these. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's a non-option, really.
Dude, I'll be here. Don't worry.
So yeah, we've hit our time. Don't want to keep you guys up too late. Well, not Robert, but whatever. Robert's young. He can actually live on 3 hours of sleep still, like I used to way back in the day.
And it's only 8:00 here.
Yeah, I was gonna leave that part out. I didn't want to betray your time zone. Like I don't.
No,
like,
it's okay.
There might be some Robert stalkers amongst our viewers, and I don't want them to start putting little clues together and.
Yeah, somewhere on the West Coast. That narrows it down.
Yeah.
I want people showing up at my front door. If I don't see you there, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Cool. So yeah. So guys, thanks for the session. Let's say bye to our players. Let's start with Dr. Arculari.
See you next time.
Cool. And there's the doctor's banner. Really cool looking. Definitely took some time to get that done. I really love it. I love showing this thing. Not his banner. But also, should anybody else be doing, streams or anything, let me know. Let's talk about it here. Let's get out in the open. Let's tell people about it. Not like I have any viewers, but I'd like to help you guys express yourselves also. So, Dr. Ocular, thank you for being awesome. Aaron.
Yep. Thanks. It was a great time.
Aaron, awesome as always. Tim.
Thanks for watching. Had a lot of fun. See you next time.
Cool. And last but not least, Robert.
It was great. I had a great time.
Cool. All right, guys. Have a good one. Same bad time, same bad channel next week, and we'll see where the adventures take us. Let's talk on Discord in the meantime, and talk some stuff out. Let's see what works best for us. I want to again. This is our campaign. So I love the talk about or like how we figure out the next adventure. I would definitely want to have to talk about that on the Discords. I like all that the cliffhanger foreshadowing thing personally. That sounds really cool. But let's talk it out. Let's have some fun. So thank you again for being here. As always, I am Scott of Scott's Case Files. If you're watching me on Twitch, right below are all my links. If you hit the About, right now it's different. You have to hit the little About tab, and you'll see all my links to the various things, Discord, Twitter, etc. If you're watching me on YouTube, I'm putting all that stuff in the links. And otherwise, thank you all who watched, and I hope you have a great time. And welcome back to 1985. We'll be here next week. So, bye for now.